और एक बार फिर से टॉप 5 तक का सफर।
मजेदार ये पूरा मुकाबला और K9 की कोशिश यही है कि इस रैंगल में प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट को और थोड़ा ज्यादा टारगेट करके जा सके, क्योंकि 16वें स्थान पे चल रहे हैं। रेकनिंग उनका भी क्लाइम काफी अच्छा आ चुका है ओवरऑल स्टैंडिंग में। गॉडलाइक के लिए भी आप सेम चीजें बोल सकते हैं। मैच जिनके लिए मैचेस अच्छे जा नहीं रहे थे, उन्होंने भी अपने लिए एक पहला अच्छा मैच ढूंढने की जो बारी थी वो इसी रैंगल को बनाने में कामयाबी प्राप्त हुई। हालांकि अभी भी हम 8वें स्टेज की तरफ जाने वाले हैं। 4 टीम्स हमारे आंखों के सामने, सारी टीम्स एजेस में बस सर्वाइवल का ट्राई कर रहे हैं, बट रेकनिंग गॉडलाइक एक दूसरे के काफी ज्यादा आसपास। ग्रेनेड की शुरुआत हो चुकी है, लिवाई उन्हें बचने की जरूरत रहेगी, लेकिन बचने का मौका नहीं मिलेगा। बैक टू बैक 2 ग्रेनेड से ओपनिंग के बाद सीधा स्पावर उसी एंगल की तरफ देखना स्टार्ट कर चुके हैं, क्योंकि लिवाई और बाकी प्लेयर्स में थोड़ा ज्यादा ही डिस्टेंस में देख पा रहा हूं मेजी।
और आज के दिन पर तो गॉडलाइक वैसे भी कोऑर्डिनेटेड फाइट ले रही है, अकेले जाने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, और वो चीज हमने गॉडलाइक की तरफ से होते हुए देखी भी है। पर स्पावर थोड़ा आगे निकल गए, अपने आप को वापस पीछे खींचा। जो प्लेयर डाउन थे उनका रिवाइवल हुआ नहीं। टीम रेकनिंग उनको भी पता था वो प्लेयर को वहां पर बचा नहीं सकते, छोड़ दिया गया। और अब टीम रेकनिंग वो जोन के अंदर जाने के लिए तैयार है। टीम गॉडलाइक वो अभी तक जोन के अंदर पहुंचे नहीं। K9 उनके दोनों प्लेयर्स अभी भी राउंड जोन के अंदर है। वो तो खैर इंतजार करेंगे, उन्हें भी पता है कि ज्यादा चहलकदमी ना करें, वही उनके लिए बेहतर, क्योंकि जोन का इतना बढ़िया एडवांटेज है। आप लो रिच पर अपने आप को बनाकर रखे हुए, टिप्स की कोई कमी आपके पास मौजूद नहीं है। देखिए अगर पूरे सिचुएशन को देखा जाए, मैं मानता हूं कि चिकन डिनर
गॉडलाइक ने सीधा अटैक कर दिया, क्योंकि वो सर्कल के बाहर थे और K9 उनका एलिमिनेशन यहाँ पे हमें इस मैच से होता हुआ देखने को मिल जाएगा। अगर आप इनके प्लेयर को बाहर करेंगे तो आपके भी प्लेयर को ये बाहर कर सकते हैं। मान्या उन्हें रिवाइव देने की जरूरत पड़ने वाली है, बट साहिल को आप देखिए वो मिड की तरफ यहाँ पे अटैक करने की शुरुआत कर चुके हैं। गाड़ी इनके लिए भी पूरी तरीके से तैयार है, बट इस ग्रेनेड से बच के रहने की जरूरत है। बच नहीं पाए, गाड़ी उन्हें गिराया जा चुका है। तीनों ही टीम्स की तरफ आप देखें तो प्लेयर्स गिर रहे हैं, और ऐसे में के बाद भी अपने आप को संभालेंगे। इस पावर वो कंफर्मेशन निकालेंगे। साहिल एक बार फिर से रेकनिंग के ऊपर अटैक, उनकी दिक्कतें बढ़ाई जा चुकी है। मिड, रेकनिंग, गॉडलाइक तीनों ही टीम्स एक दूसरे के ऊपर अटैक करते हुए। जॉनथन उन्होंने साहिल की दिक्कतें बढ़ाई, एडमिनो का भी साथ में लंबे, जिनके लिए चिकन डिनर की पॉसिबिलिटी की हम बात कर रहे थे, अब यहाँ पे पूरे तरीके से बैक क्योंकि उनके इकलौते खिलाड़ी इस मैच में बने हुए। फरमान ने उन्हें यहाँ पर डाउन किया गया, पावर वो भी फंसते हुए नजर आए। डैमेज काफी ज्यादा दे दिया गया, पर टीम रेकनिंग वॉकआउट के पास रहेगा जी। यहाँ से अपनी टीम के लिए वो चिकन डिनर लेकर जाए साहिल। उन्होंने माने को यहाँ पर एलिमिनेट कर दिया। डेडलॉक वो भी डाउन है। मिड उनके भी 2 प्लेयर नीचे की साइड पर गिरे हुए आपको दिखाई देने वाले। पावर उन्होंने प्लेयर को स्पॉट किया है, पर पेड़ के पीछे वो खिलाड़ी यहाँ पर फंस चुका है। अगर निकलने की कोशिश करने वाले तो टीम रेकनिंग उसको बड़े पावर वो कहां पर मानने वाले। शानदार वो स्प्रे का मुजाहिरा, और एक और प्लेयर को डाउन करता हुआ खिलाड़ी। और सामने टीम रेकनिंग अपने 2 प्लेयर के साथ डेडलॉक BGIS 2026 टूर्नामेंट वो ट्राई कर रहे हैं कि यहां पे जितना पॉइंट्स निकाल के जा सके उतना उनके लिए बेहतर। जॉनथन वहां पे वो गिर चुके हैं। एडमिनेट पावर उनके ऊपर पूरे तरीके से ऑफ गार्ड, और चिकन डिनर निकालने में कामयाब हो जाएंगे गॉडलाइक। कितने सारे मैचेस खेले गए, कितना ज्यादा वो ट्राई किया गया, लेकिन चिकन डिनर नहीं निकाल पा रहे थे गॉडलाइक। चाहे आप इस चीज की बात करें, इससे पहले फाइनली वो चिकन आया, फाइनली वो मौका आया, और सबसे अच्छे वक्त में लेके आए 10 फिनिशेस, और उसके साथ लेके जाएंगे विनर चिकन डिनर।
एक बहुत ही मैजिकल विनर चिकन डिनर टीम गॉडलाइक अपने खाते में लेके जाती हुई। वो टीम वर्क जो सच में ड्रीम वर्क साबित होता हुआ गॉडलाइक के लिए। अब तक हमने बहुत सारे मैचेस देखे, बहुत बार गॉडलाइक को यहाँ पे खेलते देखा इस टूर्नामेंट के अंदर। शायद वो पहले नहीं देखने को मिला, और वही एक कारण है कि आज के दिन में गॉडलाइक
देखने को मिली नहीं है। जैसे मैं कह भी रहा था, वो जो कोऑर्डिनेटेड गेम प्ले है गॉडलाइक की तरफ से कि आपको अकेले नहीं जाना है, कवर फायर हमेशा तैयार होना चाहिए। एस पावर जब वो नीचे आ रहे थे, जो बाकी प्लेयर्स थे उनकी तरफ से वो कवर फायर दिया गया, पर एस पावर वो नीचे आते आते जिस तरीके से प्लेयर को उन्होंने डाउन किया, नहीं पाए कि एस पावर वो उनको देख सकते हैं स्मोक के अंदर, भले वो वहां पर मौजूद थे, पर वो शॉट शानदार तरीके से उन्होंने कोशिश करी थी। जॉनथन को उन्होंने डाउन किया था, फ्रैग लेने की कोशिश करी गई, पर वो फ्रैग उनको नहीं मिला। फिर साहिल को डाउन किया, फिर लविश वहां पर गिरा लिए गए, और टीम गॉडलाइक की तरफ से शानदार ये पोजीशन जहां पर जॉनथन फिनिशेस लेकर गए, दो के साथ साथ एस्पावर टीम
ซอน
मान्या
ไอ้หนูวางงังเมื่อกี้ซอน
जी हाँ बहुत ही
แล้ว
बेहतर
ก็
प्रदर्शन टोटल यहाँ पे
ไอ้หนูวางงังเมื่อกี้ซอน
Friendly
เมื่อกี้
सबको का ये गेम बनाया टीम
लाइफ
गॉडलाइक
की
ने
ซอน
बट
แล้ว
यहाँ
ยาก
पे रेकनिंग की भी
ที่ต้อง
करनी
แบบ
पड़ेगी बहुत शानदार गेम प्ले उनकी तरफ से
हम
And even
मुनिरा
अगर आप
में
मिथ की
तरह
बात करें
शिन
आखिरी में
होगी,
आते
शिन
आते लूसिफर
होगी,
ने कितना
होगी।
बेहतर प्रदर्शन किया और हम
शिन
सब
होगी,
जानते हैं कि
शिन
कितने
होगी
अच्छे
ना।
वो प्लेयर हैं तो अगर वो ऐसे ही खेलते रहे मिथ भी वापस फॉर्म में आ रही है
नहीं
गॉडलाइक
यार,
अच्छा
भाई,
खेल रही है टीम सोल को थोड़े बहुत पॉइंट्स मिल
यार,
चुके हैं
वो
उनके
कहता
पास
है,
लगभग
ओके।
40 अंक है 39 पॉइंट्स 3 मैचेस के बाद RNTX के पास 3 मैचेस के बाद 29 पॉइंट्स गॉडलाइक का चिकन आ चुका है वाइल्ड थैंक्स फ्रैग निकाल रही है ये कंपटीशन सच में टफ होने वाला है रावण ये फाइनल्स है हमने सोचा था कि कुछ ऐसा होगा बट सच में ऐसा हो रहा है अनबिलीवेबल
और यही तो हम
मरी
चाह
की
रहे थे कि
फाइनल
ऐसा ही
में।
कुछ हमें देखने को मिले वन साइडेड कंपटीशन हम कभी भी डिमांड नहीं करते जब अगर कोई टीम बेहतर करके जा रही है तो उन्हें आप किस तरीके से रोक रहे हैं उन्हें आप किस तरीके से परेशान कर रहे
मरी की
हैं
टूर्नामेंट।
एक्चुअल में हमें देखने को मिला मिथ के लिए भी कहानी
टूर्नामेंट।
खुद उतनी अच्छी गई नहीं थी पहले 2 मैचेस में थोड़ा स्ट्रगल ज्यादा था बट यहाँ पे स्लो खेले सर्वाइवल पे गए और उसके बाद आप देखिए चिकन मान के हम चल रहे थे कि उनका ही होना चाहिए क्योंकि नंबर्स उनके पास बेहतर थे लेकिन सर्कल का प्रेशर और रैकनिंग जिस तरीके से वो ग्रेनेड्स और बाकी
मरी की
प्ले कर रहे थे
टूर्नामेंट
और
है,
उसका जो फायदा गॉडलाइक वहां से लॉन्ग रेंज से उठा के गए इसीलिए मिथ मुझे लगता है थोड़ा फंस गए नहीं तो चिकन की पॉसिबिलिटी उनकी बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ रही थी बट गॉडलाइक आप देखिए कितने सारे मैचेस हम देखे चाहे आप सर्वाइवल स्टेज की बात कर ले चाहे आप सेमीफाइनल की बात कर ले या उससे पहले बात करें एकमात्र ही चिकन डिनर वो निकाल पाए थे बट लास्ट फाइनल में आने के बाद तीसरे मैच में चिकन निकाला ये बहुत अच्छे इशारे हैं उनके लिए
बहुत अच्छे इशारे हैं बिकॉज पहले दिन में अगर आपके पास एक अच्छी लीड आती है तो आप सेकंड दिन में कैपिटलाइज उसके ऊपर कर सकते हैं बट सबसे बड़ी बात मुझे लगता है क्रेडिट और को भी देना पड़ेगा क्योंकि ऐसा टीम वर्क हमने पहले नहीं देखा था असोल्टस एक साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं मान्या वहां पे जोन दिला रहे हैं और मान्या सबसे टफ सिचुएशन में अकेला प्लेयर आगे जा रहा है गाड़ी लेके जोन दिलाने के लिए मेबी दैट इज समथिंग न्यू एंड दैट इज ब्यूटीफुल
और उसके बाद
हमने देखा था जहां पर
मंग उरई नहीं रबेक्सी मंग
डाउन हुआ
BGIS हाउ रे
शाम ने जो दो
लाइफ की शॉट कर लेकर से नहीं था जेबा
को मुश्किलें हुई है नेबुला के लिए पर मैं अभी भी मानता हूं कि मुकाबले बहुत सारे बचे और वैसे भी आज प्लेइंग 4 में एक बड़ा बदलाव जो हमने नेबुला की तरफ से आते हुए देखा और मैं देख पा रहा हूं कि इस पर्टिकुलर मैच में भी रियू को ही खिलाया जा रहा है अभी भी कोई चीज
बैकग्राउंड साउंड कर हो यार वे होने
जानेंगे कि क्राडोस क्यों आज के
होली बा
यहां पर नहीं खेल रहे पर ओवरऑल आप कह सकते हैं कि मान्या ने जो ओपनिंग दिलाई है और उसके साथ-साथ
यार वे होली
जो उस चीज का फायदा उठाया है वो मजेदार रहा और साथ में जैसे मैंने कोऑर्डिनेशन की बात करी वो ग्रेनेड वाले मूवमेंट की जो मैंने बात करी थी कि जॉनथन के ग्रेनेड पावर आए बग्गी में उन्होंने ग्रेनेड डाला जॉनथन बग्गी पर बैठे ग्रेनेड निकाला अगेन वो फाइट लेने के लिए गए तो कोऑर्डिनेशन आपको गॉडलाइक की गेम प्ले में बिल्कुल दिखाई दे रहा है
काफी ज्यादा इंप्रूवमेंट है यहाँ पे लैंड फिनाले के लिए तैयारी बहुत अच्छी गॉडलाइक की बट हम तैयारी की बात कर रहे हैं हम सर्वाइवल की बात कर रहे हैं सर्वाइवल का नाम लेते हैं तो K9 का नाम यूजुअली नहीं आता बट यहाँ पे भी थोड़ा सा सर्वाइव करने की कोशिश जोन के सेंटर में रहने की कोशिश K9 ने करी वो गेम प्ले नहीं है जिसकी हम आदी हैं रावण हम चाहते हैं कि K9 आए और ताबड़तोड़ खेले अभी तक नहीं देखने को मिला 3 मैच
आई मीन हम लोग कभी भी
तो
यहाँ पे दिक्कत होता है बट मैं अभी
उसकी वजह नदी को लाइक
चाहूंगा कि अब
ये स्टेप 1 लगी
फाइनल में आ चुके हैं जहाँ पे हर एक दिन हर एक मैच
मोइना consistent मोइना हाइएंग
उसी तरीके से चीजें को लेकर
consistent मोइना सब पर मगदी
फिर उस ट्रॉफी के लिए
मोइना
आपको
तो
बहुत
चल मोइना तो लवर ने जैसे तो करीबुंगा मोइना करीबुंगा मैच में मतलब
40 के आसपास
किल तरा दगी ता दगी तो लवर गदी किल मंगा तो पॉइंट तरा ता दगी लवर गदी मोइना
के चल रहे हो कि मिल
जैसे लवर नहीं
स्टेप अप करने की
पॉइंट
जरूरत है
तरा यो दगी एक लव की मैच में याओ तो मोइ सेकंड ना थर्ड ता
इंप्रूवमेंट जरूर आया जहाँ पे अपने प्लेयर्स
ऐ सब आइडिया
सेंटर ऑफ द सर्कल वो रिस्क
कहीं तो हम जी ना कंपटीशन जा रोई भी नहीं मिल रही
प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट के लिहाज से कुछ
अरे शो जो नहीं खलक पे है
वो बड़ा मैच जो आप बोल रहे हैं उसके लिए
लाओ मशी दिख के 9 प्ले याद रहे के 9 जी
इतना ज्यादा इंपैक्ट
हो तो
नहीं
भाई
निंजा बॉय बहुत सारे सवाल बन रहे हैं होपफुली आने वाले मैच में कमबैक आए उनके एंड से
देखिए हमने पास में कमबैक करते हुए उनको देखा है दूसरे दिन में तीसरे दिन
मायने
में
मैं
अच्छा
आपसे
खेलते हैं कमबैक करते हैं फ्लैग्स निकालते हैं लेकिन ये लोग भी शायद वैसी नहीं है कंपटीशन का स्तर शायद वैसा नहीं है बिकॉज़ कंपटीशन टफ हो चुका है
हां
अगर आप एक दिन में 6 मैचेस के अंदर 2 या 3 मैच अच्छे खेल रहे हैं देन आई फील आप
प्लानिंग कर ले बनी
जी बिल्कुल और जैसे
ऑर्गेनाइजेशन तो नहीं ना प्लानिंग
वो लॉबी है जहां पर आप कमबैक करके जाओ उससे आप ऊपर नहीं जाओगे
ममा मैच थी 16 निकाल दो
अगर वो
ममा मैच तो
करते हैं फिर आप अगर कमबैक कर रहे हो तो आप
ममा मैच हम जो हो तो होगा
और ये वो लॉबी है नहीं जहां पर जो टेबल टॉपर्स हैं वो जो गेम
ममा मैच
अपना खराब
ममा
करके
मैच
जाए
ममा
यहाँ
मैच
पर भी अगर
तो
टेबल
वही नहीं
टॉपर
था
तो इंडिविजुअल
जोन की और अब शायद उनको रोटेशन पे ध्यान देना पड़ेगा
रोंडोदा
What do you think is going to happen? मेजी क्या गॉडलाइक के
अनी
टीम
जुग
प्लेयर्स
है।
फाइट के लिए जाएंगे या फिर वो
रोजे
जोन
का नाइफ है,
को
नहीं,
प्राथमिकता
का नाइफ है,
देंगे?
नहीं।
क्योंकि वो है के द्वारा
मथंग इधर होग दिंगा इधर साइड ममा मैच तो ये जी को
BGMI at its level best और
सोल में
गॉडलाइक
कब नहीं
की
मारे
भी
तो
अच्छी
पड़ेगा
हुई है काफी सारे फ्लैग्स
क्या वो शानदार शॉट उनकी तरफ से, जॉनथन वो डाउन हो गए, जॉनथन उनका एलिमिनेशन है। एडमिनो अब वो आखिरी बचे हुए अपनी टीम से।
द थिंग इज कि मानिया अभी भी वहां पे है, जोन के बाद जो रिकॉल कर रहे हैं अपने प्लेयर्स को। एडमिनो देखिए यहाँ पे अगर आप फ्रैग निकालते हैं दैट इज गुड, बट नहीं भी अगर करते हैं तब भी आपके पास मौका रिकॉल होके वापस आने का। एडमिनो वी ऑल नो कि कितना शानदार ये खिलाड़ी, और क्लब सिचुएशन के अंदर इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे ये किसी भी टीम के लिए मुश्किलें खड़ी कर सकते हैं। शॉटगन उनके पास में, वो सत्ता उनके साथ में, और लीजिए पहला डॉग, पहला फ्रैग कंफर्म करने की कोशिश। टीम सोल के प्लेयर्स दोनों तरफ से आक्रमण करने के लिए आए, और लीजिए ट्रेड दिया गया जोकर के द्वारा। This is beautiful, this is BGIS at its level best. और गॉडलाइक शुरुआत तो उनकी भी अच्छी हुई है, सरप्राइज टीम सोल सॉलिड लगते हुए इस मैच में भी।
जी हां स्पिरो, मैं भी सोच रहा हूं कि नाइन एक भी फ्रैग उन्होंने अभी तक कंफर्म नहीं किया है। सेंटर ओरिएंटेड वो जो प्लेसमेंट गेम उनकी तरफ से हमेशा हम देखते हैं। एक बार फिर से
आया दोनों टीम्स ने जैसे ही प्लेयर्स डाउन हो रहे थे तो कवर देने के लिए तुरंत उनके टीममेट्स आ रहे थे, एंड इट वाज ब्यूटीफुल जिस तरह से खेला गया। हालांकि मैं भी एग्री करता हूं कि लेजेंड को शायद वो स्प्रेस देने चाहिए थे, एडमिनो खत्म हो जाते तो 3v1 की सिचुएशन होती और गॉब्लिन खत्म नहीं होते वहां पे, बट जो किया बेहतर किया। एडमिनो ने भी कोशिश करी, गॉब्लिन को उन्होंने डाउन करके ट्रैक कंफर्म भी किया, बट जोकर आई मीन ही इज अ प्लेयर मेजी जो हमेशा अपनी टीम के लिए सही समय पे सही जगह पे पहुंच जाते हैं।
जी बिल्कुल, एक और जो फ्रैग था वो कंफर्म करने का उनको मौका मिला। चलिए उन्होंने भी शुरुआत करी। अभी तक हमने ओरांगुटान को फिनिश फीड में ज्यादा नहीं देखा था। शुरुआती दौर में जो फ्रैग्स निकाले थे वही उनके पास थे। एलएफपी के साथ उनके बाहर की फाइट जहां पर एलएफपी उनके 2 प्लेयर डाउन है, मैक्स बचाया नहीं जा सकता। टर्मी उनका भी रिवाइवल शायद यहाँ पर संभव ना हो। बाकी जो 2 प्लेयर्स है वो यहाँ से निकलना चाहते हैं, पर हनी वो प्लेयर बस लेकर यहाँ पर आया और वो ऑलरेडी स्पॉट किए गए। आतंकी मौका पूरा उनके पास रहेगा और चलती गाड़ी से बड़े आसानी से उन्होंने हनी को गिराया। टर्मी उनका भी एलिमिनेशन होगा, एंड एलएफपी रश बॉय के रूप में अब वो एकमात्र खिलाड़ी है।
जेएम ओरांगुटान की शुरुआत देखिए कितनी शानदार हुई है। हाँ ड्रॉप क्लास में थोड़ी सी परेशानियां हुई थी, बट एकेओपी ने बहुत सारे फ्लैग्स निकाल लिए थे पहले ही। अच्छी शुरुआत ओरांगुटान के लिए। आरो तबीयत इतनी कुछ खास नहीं है इनकी, लेकिन उसके बाद भी जो विश्वास है टीम का इनके ऊपर, और इस टीम के एक नए कोच भी तो आए हैं अब यहाँ पे, वो भी मौजूद हैं लैन इवेंट में, और वो भी काफी खुश हो। फ्लैग्स निकालने के बाद जोन का एक बहुत अच्छा एरिया उन प्लेयर्स के पास है।
जहाँ पर मैं नेबला को देख रहा था कि
फाइट तो नहीं है,
उनका एक ग्रेनेड जो सामने की साइड पर आता हुआ माने उनके एचपी बहुत ज्यादा डैमेज हुई है। गाड़ी के ऊपर डैमेज आना है, पर लेजेंड एक और बढ़िया ग्रेनेड जहां पर जॉनथन एंड पावर दोनों प्लेयर डाउन हो गए, और लेजेंड का ये तीसरा ग्रेनेड पूरी गॉडलाइक को अकेला प्लेयर वो यहां पर खाकर चला गया। लेजेंड ये 5वां फ्रैग जो वो लेकर जाने वाले टीम सोल, उनके लिए ये 11वां फ्रैग आता हुआ।
देखिए टीम सोल की लेगेसी ना सही हाथों में है, क्योंकि द मैन विद द गोल्डन आर्म इज स्टिल हियर, और शानदार तरीके से वो फ्रैग्स भी कंफर्म करते हुए, और खेल अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ, वो फ्रैग्स निकाले, टीम को जोन दिलाया, और अगली टीम के ऊपर वो स्प्रे करना शुरू किया। शानदार मोमेंट को स्पॉट किया, बचे हुए हैं बहुत ज्यादा कम करी गई प्लेयर्स की, बट
खलांग हादा दी निंग दा लोयम दाई फाइट ची येंगे तो ठीक है। K9 की निंजा बॉय जी तो वो
टीम सोल को देख लिया, जहां पर टीम सोल उनके एक प्लेयर है जो डाउन हुए, पर अभी भी पूरा मौका रहेगा कि जो रिवाइवल है वो संभव हो पाए। अब जोकर की बारी आने वाली है, ओवेस उनको यहां पर डाउन किया गया। अभी तक उन्होंने शुरुआत नहीं करी है इस पूरे मुकाबले की। शून्य पर वो टीम है, 2 टीम जो शून्य पर बैठी हुई है, और दोनों ही टीम जोन के एजेस पर फंसी हुई। रश बॉय मौका उनके पास पूरा था जहां पर एक प्लेयर को गिरा सकते थे, पर जाने दिया प्लेयर को। अभी भी धीरे धीरे जो सर्वाइवल गेम है वो खेलने की कोशिश करी जाती हुई रश बॉय के द्वारा, पर हाथ में शॉटगन। थोड़ा इंतजार करना होगा, मे बी अगर यार पर वो स्विच करें तो मौका उनके पास अभी भी बन सकता है। पर 5 पोस्टेज पर आप देखिए, अगर हील बैटल यहाँ पर करना भी चाहिए तो भी कोई प्लेस में कोई आपको नहीं मिलेगा।
देखिए हील बैटल की तो पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं है, यहाँ पे हील बैटल से आपको पॉइंट्स मिल जाएंगे, लेकिन क्या थोड़ा सा जाके स्नीकिंग करके फ्लैग निकाल सकते हैं, वो एक बड़ा सवाल रहेगा। रश बॉय không mình lệ mà khôn thôi quang ngang itu background bro tay tay bener Richard tournament ka pada kayak device izin ada ya mobile phone तो तुम साना दिया phone तो वो साना दे रहा है device iPad दिया phone तो है दिया any phone ya iPad kumba ya song jara se lai wa song jara se lai ne one v 3 down है किधर फोन दी ये को हो तब तो खम लगे फोन दी ये थम लो लेकिन एक पोजीशन का हो जो हो खम लगे फोन तो थम हदकी सेमीफाइनल दी स्कोप दिन ना बादा नहीं इवन ताऊ गिन में गोब्लिन और वो है और चार खबर लोग
जहां पर बहुत समय पर जो इमर्जिंग कवर है वो आया और जोकर को मौका मिला कि जोकर जो रिवाइवल है वो एक्यूट कर लिया जाए पर नहीं विक्टोरियस उनको समय मिल गया कि वो यहाँ पर रश करें कि विलियम भी पनिश करी है उनको भी पता है कि सोल का ही प्लेयर है जो यहाँ पर डाउन है पर गॉब्लिन उनका जो रिवाइवल है वो शायद यहाँ पर संभव हो सकता है वाइस बैंक उन्होंने यहाँ पर स्टार्ट दे दिया टीम सोल का पर दिया था पर जोकर है जिन्होंने मार्केट का प्लान कंफर्म कर दिया और टीम सोल वो 13 फिनिश कर गए और साथ में वो 2 प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट देखिए शुरुआत में बात कर रहे थे कि आप
ओ तो बहुत तरह हम बोल रहे हो यार बट यार हर पार्टी खुला से कोई और जिस तरीके से वाइट बैक अटैक कर रही है ताबड़तोड़ प्रदर्शन अभी तक आता हुआ इन्हों का सलग भी नहीं बताई जी कोई मणिपुर की जो इवेंट जो हुआ पंपवादी वो यार ये कोई सपोर्ट ये अदु नहीं जी ऐसो खर जैसे मैं टूर्नामेंट जोनी ना दे मैं की जी वैसो सिंगर और
God के पास no total individual finishes है सर्वाइवल बॉल का जरूरी है पर विक्टोरियस उनके ऊपर
9 सोलो किल लाइव IQ RNTX IQ RNTX मित्रों वहाँ हटते हैं अलग अलग RNTX ही होगा
जी हां मैं यहां पे भाई को भी देख रहा हूं मेरा सेंस वहां पे मौजूद है और राजा भी एक प्लेयर मौजूद है
सीएन
पंक को परफॉर्मेंस दिखानी है यहां पे हालांकि जोड़ थोड़ा सा पीछे गए हैं पेन को रिवाइवल देने का एक मौका उनके पास आएगा बट वाइल्ड लग तो रहा है मेसी कि एक चिकन डिनर अब सालूट नहीं उनसे
गॉड ने अभी उनका मैदान रिवाइवल जरूरत पड़ने वाली गॉड के करीब वो जी बाउंस करके निकल गया पेन
हाउ दो
वो संभव हो पाएगा ना डाउन बाय की जरूरत पड़ने वाली गॉड एक और के साथ डाला और कनेक्शन बनाएगा पेन फिर से
हाउ दो
उनको मौका मिलेगा
असला kan हाउ दो नहीं है
आखिरी इस मुकाबले में कौन कितने पॉइंट लेकर जा सकता है और जरूरी है खास करके 9 और एलपी के लिए कि ये आखिरी जो आज के दिन का वहां पर शानदार खेल जाए पर गॉड लाइक खेलने में
गॉड लाइक भी दाउसले है
निकाला पहला मैच गया पर इस मैच में एक पॉइंट के साथ समझौता करना पड़ा चलिए बातचीत को यहीं पर बराबर लगाएंगे और चलेंगे सीधा
हाउ दो को चले ब्रो बॉयज को चले Moi commentary ji ko sa lero. Ko kitang di ina ba ni. Kitang di yaw ni ko dum. Ko kitang di ina ba ni. Direct kano pura ya si. Namak ko to. Ko kitang di ina ni. Kaya no de.
ये वो टीम से जिन्होंने सच में बहुत उम्दा टीम
Ko kitang di ina ya de.
मोगी देने मोगी वांगांग से इको इने
भले तीन ही मुकाबले हुए लेकिन अगर आप
याम इने बने तब कितना कता
मैटर बहुत ज्यादा करते हैं और
याम इने बने
जब सबसे ज्यादा मैटर
कितना
करता है जब दिन का
कोई शो लाई
हो चुका है और अब इंटरवल के बाद की बारी है तो क्या हिंदी सिनेमा की तरह यहाँ आने वाला है कोई ट्विस्ट
देखिए ट्विस्ट
हिंदी सिनेमा
सिनेमा की जैसा ही है मतलब बीच में यहाँ पे आपको एक्शन देखने को मिलता है थोड़ी कॉमेडी देखने को मिलती है रोमांस भी निंजा बॉयज लग दिखाई देते हैं कभी ना कभी बट है सब कुछ है यहाँ पे बीच में के अंदर
पाइथन नगरे
जो किंग है जो सबसे जरूरी है वो है एक्शन और वो एक्शन इन टीम्स को इस मैच में जरूर दिखाना है
पाइथन नगरे है शटर नरक तो रे गोब्लिन नोइज का रहता है
मुकाबले से मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि शायद एक स्लो गेम
RNTX का गो लाइक का फोड्रो माना हुआ है ये मानदे
वो इसी में
गो लाइक के पोचे गीता था ने
अब उनके लिए भी आवश्यक है कि जो
रे चाइले ले गए सोना थोम ले है या तक ती है जी आई वोट तो के कना वोट तो जी RNTX से तुम फजरी बने हां पोल तक पोल
ऐसे भी बहुत ज्यादा अहमियत रखते हैं हालांकि अगर सर्कल की बात करें तो साउथ वेस्टर्न साइड ऑफ द मैप को फेवर करता हुआ ये सर्कल हमें देखने को मिल रहा है रेवरेंड एक्सपार्क एक बहुत बड़ा स्प्लिट उनके पास मौजूद पर मुझे लगता नहीं कि ज्यादा जो दिक्कतें हैं वो उनके लिए रहने वाली है और टीम में जब हमने आज के दिन का पहला एंगल देखा था तो वो गट्टा के आसपास जाते हुए नजर आए थे टॉप पे बदलाव जरूर किया गया है और देखना ये
RNTX ने सोल ने
मैं तो इसको देख रहा हूँ
तो पकड़ ले गए कहां ले गए तुम वही नो कापे में कोंता दे गई नो हां ये तो कापते रो
साइड को गए लगता है वो एक ही गाड़ी लेने की कोशिश तरफ से भी कोशिश है इसको वो गाड़ी जरूर मिली और वो
जिमानो वी आओ इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज जो नहीं है कैनाइन हापो कैनाइन का
और गॉड लाइक उन्होंने बिना मिल दिया वो भी अपने
कैनाइन
कोचिंग की ज्यादा दूर नहीं आराम से वहां पे पहुंच जाएगा
चल कैनाइन हाप चल Karina Gio hora bara nangi hauna bidu tora bara Gio nangi hauna bidu tok sula bara tore oh tore oh tore do Gio hauna bidu tore
भी अपने ड्रॉप पे जाएंगे कोचिंग की ज्यादा दूर नहीं आराम से वहां पे
oh hauna bidu tore Gio hauna bidu tore live số ghiền ta này gì nghe không đây con nào nó có thể go lại cái này có thể là đấy gì sẽ đi thế nào gì đấy ai याद रहे guys सही में याद रहे
देखो मारना पड़ेगा
जियो जी सही में याद रहे guys सही में मक्की याद रहे जियो जी thangam đâu cái याद này याद रही thangam mới đâu có cái याद về style này याद रही tới giờ này lại bien quay याद à bà không nói đi bà yo
देखो मारना पड़ेगा
nhiều này đây bây giờ sẽ lập cái niềm thì không nói nhiều này nhiều anh là frame drop ai đó chỉ là frame drop không lấy gì chỉ chắp bắp bay này chỉ frame drop lấy gì kem chắp तरह का दिन है जी frame drop lấy rồi chỉ 0 lấy cái đó này तो चाहिए
कन्वर्ट किया 33 पॉइंट अभी भी
कई नहीं वो चाहिए फोन đi em cái game đâu để đâu cày nó Adrena बस Adrena बस Adrena
उसी दिशा में गए जहां पे वो गए थे
Adrena अब यहाँ Adrena बस यहाँ Adrena Adrena lỗi đi Gio chứ Adrena phải lấy trade guys Gio I'm sorry hay hàng xịt bao ngày hay hàng xịt bao tiêu qua xua là khá ngay hay hàng xịt bao tiêu qua xua là khá ngay tôi vậy dầu ra này tôi đã là
इनके शुरुआती दो मुकाबले
lại tha này hay hàng xịt ông liệp ra không cần tàu tôi lại phá chi biết gì có máy lại phá được video bộ gì nha thì có máy lại phá được rồi oh no tốt chơi chơi nhầm nào 3 तो बचा हुआ है
के आसपास के एरियाज को अपनाया था, पर अभी
या जी तू ai 뭐 yum lay bro yum lay Manipur network से याद है तक Manipur network से बेरा है ai gan thì tao lay yon cái gì speed test
के आसपास के एरियाज को
यार
अपनाया था,
हमारा
पर अभी
शायद है
बड़े-बड़े ब्रेक करने से लेकिन अभी देखिए लग रहा है कि
बस यानी ये वो याद अभी नहीं
और मेरे ख्याल से वो एक बेहतर डिसीजन भी बिल्कुल ओपन एरिया की वो फाइट और वहां पर रोटेशनल क्लैश लेना मुझे लगता नहीं कि मिड के लिए एक सही निर्णय रहता और ये एक मच्योर कोशिश जो मिड करते हो। अब उनके पास जो हार्ड कवर कंपाउंड से वो भी आ सकते हैं और
वो कनेक्टिंग तो ले यार
एरिया
याद रहे गाइस जियो हो जी पारे याद रहे पाइस ले ले 3 सी दी जियो हो जी I'm sorry tayo si Dios. Alay kale si Di. Alay kale yatri. Si वो live Wi-Fi speed test हो वो याद है. ओ यार वो यार
उन्होंने अपनी लूट कंप्लीट कर ली और अब तो काफिला
अल्लाह बड़ा यार. तो स्पीड तुम यार इधर
अरे रिव्यू को कॉन्फिडेंस दिलाने के लिए
यहाँ थोड़ा यार हे हक मले हे ओस जियो ने वापस दी पीले को चले ड्राइविंग वो याद है तो चप्पल है याद है हाँ
यहाँ पे जो ये
대연이 이간다이 시대 이건 타락이 야 시대 타be यार guys mình tao này gọi tarak cái bao để tabe यार Gio याद रहे I'm sorry Gio
अरे रिव्यू को कॉन्फिडेंस दिलाने के लिए
Gio I'm sorry Gio तार हाँ रुको जरा 오케이 여긴 다 드디어 그냥 인드로 많으면 또 레이지나 इंद्र आने भी इंद्र आने तो रहेंगे ना
करना इतना आसान होता नहीं अगर आपके पास लूट ना हो और K9 पूरी तरह से पहले स्काउट कर रहे हैं फिर वहां पे होल्ड कर रहे हैं
ये सब मरा सब
बट अभी रुका नहीं
सब मरा ही
प्लेयर से मेजॉरिटी वो एजेस पे है रोहित के आसपास
जियो रोटेशन तो उन्होंने बढ़िया ही करी है सर्कल के अंदर अपनी
सब मरा
बनाई
17 बजे गया
उनको यहां पर टेक डाउन किया गया
क्राफ्टन इंडिया स्पोर्ट तरी इंग्लिश हावे लोन मैम करो तो बनी था बनी तमिल नुमिल लोइन था बनी तमिल नुमिल अभी जाबी ngang hawe ada iko sette iko set presida iko set liba iko set liba ne
कुछ खास वहां से कर भी नहीं पाए जी हम मुश्किलें जरूर बड़ी है ऑलवेज को दबाया
देखो मानना पड़ेगा कि हंटर्स में पूरी काबिलियत है कि वो इस बार इस लैंड में एमवीपी बन के निकले बट क्या जेनेसिस चैंपियन बन के निकल सकती है वो एक बड़ा सवाल रहेगा बिकॉज़ आप अपने पॉइंट कैरी फॉरवर्ड उस प्रयास से कर रहे हैं यह तीनों में शुरू किया सबने
iko set नहीं
जिसके पास 23 अंक है अच्छा है उन्होंने वही टीम तबला की अगर बात
टीम से लगा ये नहीं
पता है पोजीशन के बारे में बट जैसा हम बात कर रहे थे ना कि लूट की थोड़ी कमी तो है गॉडलाइक के पास
जी और इंपॉर्टेंट है वो भी के द्वारा कनेक्शंस भी वहां पर बने और रीपर को आप देखिए एचपी उनकी काफी कम हो चुकी है निकलने में वहां से कामयाबी हासिल करी। अभी के लिए टीम गॉडलाइक के पास सर्कल का सेंटर हमें देखने को मिल रहा है और ये एक बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी उनके लिए हो सकती है। बट अगेन द क्वेश्चन रिमेन्स द सेम, क्या ये लूट काफी है?
और ये सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन है अभी आगे। बट अभी भी बहुत सारे जोन को चुनाव कर
चलो मरोई खल ले
टीम तमिल
चलो मरोई खल ले यो को चल ले चल लगा दे हरो को चलो मरोई भी खल ले
कोशिश करेंगे वही मान्या लेवल 1 का मैच
चलो मरोई नदी खली दो पे चले भी हो
ज्यादा नहीं उनके पास तो सोचना पड़ेगा कि गॉडलाइक इसको अगर बड़ा बनाया बिना लूट कैसे बढ़ाएंगे। और वहीं अगर बाकी टीम्स की तरफ नजर डालें तो लेट रोटेशन आ रही है, कोई यहाँ पे ज्यादा फाइट लेना चाहता बट मेटानिंजा ब्रिज ब्लॉक का अंदाजा नहीं, लेकिन उसके बावजूद अपोलो ने एक अच्छा नॉक निकाला। रोमन डाउन, मेटानिंजा 3 प्लेयर्स क्रॉस कर गए ब्रिज को।
लेवाई बढ़िया तरीके से वो जो काउंटर है वो उन्होंने उन प्लेयर्स को किया और देखिए आंखें तरस गई थी ऐसे अग्रेसिव जो ब्रिज ब्लॉक थे वो देखिए और यहाँ पर वो डिलीवर होता हुआ नजर आ रहा है। जो सिचुएशन है वो थोड़ी इवन मेटानिंजा
चलो मरोई चलो चली वो ओ माइक तो ही नहीं चली गया
एक ग्रेनेड क्या वो कनेक्शन बना सकता है? बहुत वो गया जरूर को डाउन मेटानिंजा अब वो बैक की तरफ बढ़ते हुए लेवाई और ग्रेनेड ये भी कनेक्शन बना सकता है। लेवाई थोड़ा पीछे जरूर गए बट रेकनिंग पूरी तरीके से पकड़ की अब इस फाइट पे
शैडो से गाड़ी है कप्तान साहब का जिम्मेदारी अदा करते पे ले लिया बट कोई फायदा नहीं। देखो लेवाई भी खिलाड़ी है, साहिल में पूरी है।
लेवाई
3 प्लेयर्स गिरा दिए यहाँ पे मेटानिंजा के और उनके सपने जो इस मैच में कमबैक करने के थे चूर कर दिया। हालांकि रेकनिंग उन्होंने भी अपने कप्तान को गवाया है, ये जीत इतनी आसान नहीं मिली उनको। और लर्न फ्रॉम पास्ट को अगर देखें तो घेराबंदी तो उन्होंने रेकनिंग के ऊपर अब कर ली है
और ये अच्छा
सेकंड लाइवा ओके
ये इंटेंट बहुत ही ज्यादा बेहतरीन है कि
चलिए
आप फाइट के लिए जाइए, आप उससे पीछे मत हटिए। लर्न फ्रॉम पास्ट के पास ऑलरेडी सर्कल का एडवांटेज है, उन्होंने अपने खिलाड़ी रच बॉय को वो पूरे एडवांटेजियस पोजीशन पे रखा है। बाकी के प्लेयर्स थोड़ा एजेस के अराउंड आए और वहाँ पे प्रेशर वो क्रिएट करना चाहते हैं। देखते ये भी इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा कि रेकनिंग किस प्रकार से अब रोटेशन को अपनी इनिशिएट करती है। मीनवाइल टीम मिथ और टीम तमिला दोनों ही काफी क्लोज प्रॉक्सिमिटी में कुछ शॉट्स भी एक्सचेंज किए गए पर कुछ खास डैमेज वहाँ पर आया नहीं।
इंतजार चल रहा है टीम तमिलास के पास, अगर आप कवर की मात्रा देखिए तो इतनी ज्यादा नहीं है, शैक्सी केवल उनके पास बट मेटानिंजा कुछ इस तरीके से
चलो मरो
गया। रोमन बहुत ज्यादा एक अग्रेसिव पोजीशन पे थे और वहां पे उनको बचाना पॉसिबल हो नहीं पाया। बट लेवाई देखिए हर बार शायद वो गन गेम के ऊपर बात नहीं आती, कभी-कभी वो आईक्यू भी आपका मैटर करता है, वो गेम सेंस भी मैटर करती है।
चलो मरो
अच्छी दिखाई यहाँ पे लेवाई ने, उस एरिया के अराउंड जिस तरह से खेले, नेट जिस तरह से दागे गए, दैट मेक्स लेवाई अ वेरी गुड प्लेयर। बट वहीं अगर जोन की बात करें तो अब जोन के सेंटर में ओरांगुटान का भी आगमन होता हुआ
और देखना ये कि इसका स्वागत किस प्रकार से किया जाएगा।
चलिए आई
पहली आ चुकी है ओरांगुटान के ऊपर
इंसलिना
सर्कल का सेंटर वो पकड़ के सही प्रोवाइड कर पाना मुश्किल। उन्होंने टीम तमिलास के मिस्टर आईजिल को डाउन किया, एकेओपी पूरी इंटेल वो यहाँ से कलेक्ट करना चाहते हैं मौजूद और ऐसे में लग तो रहा है कि फाइट यहाँ पे शुरुआत होने वाली। टीम मिथ के ऊपर डायरेक्टली स्लैम कर दिया फॉक्स ने और उनके पास तो कोई बढ़िया पोजीशनिंग भी नहीं थी, रीपर उनको भी डाउन किया गया। दिस इज द मिथ दैट वी नो और क्या बढ़िया तरीके से वो फाइट में इनिशिएशन दिखाते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। पर अगली चुनौती के लिए शायद तैयार करेंगे ओरांगुटान के एम से और टीम मिथ पूरी तरीके से वो बैकफुट पर एक और प्लेयर डाउन और अब बचता है मात्र एक खिलाड़ी।
और ओरांगुटान ने भी फुल ब्लोन थर्ड पार्टी नहीं करी, दो ही प्लेयर्स हैं जो आगे पुश करते आपको नजर आए और मिथ की हालत भी अब खराब होती नजर आ रही है। केओपी अच्छी फॉर्म में चलता हुआ ये खिलाड़ी बट ओरांगुटान दे नो के वो पूरी तरह से कमिट नहीं कर सकते, दे नो के उनके पास में नंबर्स की एडवांटेज नहीं है, जोन का सेंटर है, थर्ड पार्टी उनके ऊपर भी आ सकती है एंड दैट्स द रीजन कि उन्होंने फुली कमिट नहीं किया और इसका फायदा टीम तमिलास को मिला। एक प्लेयर उनका रिवाइव हो गया और मिथ जो जीत रहे थे फाइट को अब वो बैकफुट पे जाते हुए
जॉनसन उन्होंने रीपर को डाउन किया है, वाइपर वो पेन को डाउन करेंगे। जेनेसिस वर्सेस
आई माइक से ऑफ तौरगदी इको चत्तेव
और वहां पर बंक उनका भी समापन इस मुकाबले से हो चुका है। बट टीम मिथ क्या वो यहाँ पर भी सरवाइव कर सकते हैं? देखिए स्मोक किया गया और उनको स्लिट मिल नहीं रहा जहां से उनको ग्रेनेड्स अंदर डालने हैं और यही वो चैलेंज है अभी लूसीफर के सामने। एक और ग्रेनेड थ्रो जरूर किया बट एक बार फिर से वो सही जगह पर नहीं जाएगा। ओरांगुटान वो वापस आते हुए एक ग्रेनेड थ्रो जरूर किया उस स्मोक के अराउंड बट वहां पर वो खिलाड़ी मौजूद था नहीं और लूसीफर अब उन्होंने अपने आप को रीपोजिशन कर दिया।
देखिए लूसीफर ने भी कह दिया बहुत ज्यादा लड़ लिया हमने, थोड़ा सा निकलते हैं, थोड़ा सा प्राथमिकता जोन को देते हैं, फाइट को अवॉइड करते हैं बट फाइट तो उनके ऊपर आ रही है, उनके पास जा रही है बट ओरंगुटान कहां जाके रुकेंगे ये दोनों प्लेयर्स। गाड़ी में अब एचपी ज्यादा बची नहीं है, आरू पीछे से कवर प्रोवाइड करते हुए दूसरी तरफ जेनेसिस पहले आ रहे थे कि तीन प्लेयर्स को
일단 단어가 거기
सोल का शिकार करते
클래식 샤너베이 टाइप더니 샤너이지 뭐야.
शोइंग देयर क्लास 10वां फ्रैग जेनेसिस के खाते में।
एरांगल के किंग्स है जेनेसिस और वो अपनी सल्तनत कायम करने के लिए यहाँ पर आए हैं। फिनिशेस की कोई कमी नहीं, बैक टू बैक जो उनके ऊपर स्टैमिना से वो आए और बढ़िया तरीके से मैनेज किया। बट अभी के लिए टीम के 9 वो वाइल्ड फैंग्स की मुश्किलें बढ़ाते हुए समापन वाइल्ड फैंग्स का। हालांकि ओमेगा के रूप में एक कैजुअलिटी आई जरूर, बट उसके बावजूद जो 5 फिनिशेस के पास आ चुके हैं और ऐसे में आप कह सकते हैं कि ये
इंग्लिश की तो ये इंजर हो।
इंटरवल के बाद क्या यही करेंगे वो?
इंग्लिश की तो सब चलम नहीं है
क्योंकि सर्कल के अंदर है के नाइन।
जी वो सर्कल के अंदर है, बट रेवेनेंट एक्सपार्क की मुश्किलें अब बढ़ चुकी हैं। निंजा जोड़ आखिरी प्लेयर बचे हैं और नेट्स बस उनके पास आने ही वाले हैं।
इंग्लिश की तो चलम नहीं
जो 10 फ्रैग दिखा
ये होने चल पे इन चलम नहीं इंग्लिश की तो इंग्लिश की तो चलम नहीं है इन खाल ले।
And it's going to be interesting to see what the next move from players of Genesis is going to be. They run into Welt Esports, but this isn't really where they would like to fight, or maybe it is.
Well, for all things
쳤디
considered, this
시리
is
쳤다
a
bro.
little bit
이거
of a spicy affair here. We saw how things got so
이거
scrappy
쳤다 그래
between
이거.
OG, Team Dominus, and also Myth early on, and now Genesis into the mix, and even Hero Stream God. I think we're getting a little bit messy here, but let's take a look at the replay on what happened as well. It seems like Genesis went for a little bit of drive
시쳤디
the next part and then cleaned them up. Yeah,
이동 쳤다빈이요.
that was really quick hit and run coming from them.
It was extremely quick, and
진짜 쳤다빈 시원이에요. 시쳤다.
for Genesis. I did not expect them to
시원이에요 헐.
aggressive today itself, but
After
hey,
my
for
attack.
them, this kind of helps
이거
them
혼자
catch up to
살라빈.
the top of the leaderboard. And I think Genesis, with how things started off on Rondo, are already eyeing the first position at the end of day 1. On the other side of things, Godlike now having spotted out Team Tamila's
Got it out.
aim
Did
got
you
knocked
last
out.
one spotted out?
Reaper
Foul,
is
foul.
well in the back lines.
Foul,
Can't
foul.
really move to try and get their teammate back as well.
시작돼,
Jeremy
시작돼,
from the
시작돼.
other end has a line of fire to punish them for it. But Godlike, they are closing in. They want these finishes and this secure
Godlike ka fight
that
ako,
point
man.
as well.
That's a very, very quick takedown here. Team Tumblers completely beat down. Now those are now 2 players. Even the Vika is done for as well. Reaper getting shot through the smoke. And he goes down and they clean out Team Tumblers. That's going to be Godlike gobbling up with 3 points in the back.
I feel bad for Team Tamilas. They got
Godlike
stuck in a very awkward position. That exit from Primorsk, it did not really work out too well for them, that early exit. But
일로 홈스 보여.
Godlike now, they've traded out the centric position. Although they do get pushed towards the edge again, forced outside of the play zone. And I think it's that fight that they've been trying to avoid against the players of Genesis, that they might have to
시리
take
tre, siedi cosa 3. Ama domayangi normali cosa lì.
southeastern edge,
Stai lì,
eastern edge for the players of Genesis, and Visista Esports controlling the northern part, and it's an open field position. So anytime you move out, you try to make that move late inside of the circle, you are going to get shot at from 2 different directions.
Well, it seems like the hit and run strategy here has been working out, at least for 2 teams.
이제
That's
run
gonna be Godlike and also Genesis as well. Seems like Victor Summers now, they have pretty much playing a little bit of a down low here. They are back towards their usual foundation. They are going to be waiting for the right opportunity. Stage 5 still barely on the edge of the zone. Very lot of shots in, but inside zone.
이중 좀 걸레이라.
Seems to be a lot of open areas here. They are going to be looking for a grand slam. It seems like they find themselves a house, and looky here. It is going to be Slug all by himself. A9 now on the defense.
잠깐만요.
A little bit back up. Victor Summers going to be going for the push and takes them out. That's going to be K9 losing a player.
Yeah, K9 is all over the place in terms of
까이 때 덕절러 왜 까이나 이비님이 더 클래식 찬다 왜 때.
towards the western edge of the circle. They weren't really able to provide any cover, as you mentioned, for their teammate Slug over there, and Victoria Summers.
클래식 찬다 왜 때. 때 찬다 잡히냐면.
Control of a compound that's just a little bit off center, and they won't be
뭐 이 클래식 찬다만 잘래.
the extreme
뭐
late
찬다.
stages. On the eastern side of things, though,
어이. 그러니까
completely different. Look at Genesis and the players of Godlike. They're starting to circle each other, and it's a conflict brewing up between the 2 sides. The players of Godlike are kind of low, so they need to
Kenapa?
reset before they re-engage
Cepet kenapa?
into a Genesis Esports that's, I guess, warmed up now into this match.
Yeah, Genesis Esports now cannot
Cepet ke? Ada.
afford to be knocked here, but let's take a look at towards what's happened here. Victoria Summers now getting snapped in for a learn from pass. And Scary John getting a little bit of trades here. They get to knock Honeys down and only turn remains here coming from learn from pass. Victoria Summers, they are able to defend this and now turn is clutching big time. Sees fed up, goes for a shot, but no connection so far.
Setan apa ni? Kari. Baik dia. Juice, welcome. Long time.
Get take out, and that's gonna be Welt with the third party that takes him out.
Yeah, again, learn from past. It's the same thing as Victor Surmas. You run to the compound, you expect no one to be there, but there's someone waiting for you. And learn from past. The slam did not really work out. Against the players of Godlike, and what is going on with Genesis today? They see the big names, and they are going for a hunt. 14 eliminations secured. They find themselves in the top 9, but have also drawn the attention of Basista Esports. It's the hit and run, I see. It's been working out all this time, but Genesis has finally started to drop numbers.
Well, Genesis, they are definitely playing the high risk, high reward game here. Go big or go home. And it seems like everything has been big so far. 9 teams remaining. Placement points going to be playing one more play here. But let's take a look at those finish feet. Seems like Genesis, they finally take a little bit
What happened, Juice?
OG from the sides finds a little bit
What is that?
gravity. It seems like their stop might be over, but Fury, what a knock through the smoke, AKOB, and now just got completely dismantled by Fury. What a shot!
You can't answer that. You can't return to that. Fury took them down in a second, and Genesis Esports, 16 eliminations already versus the Esports. If there was a moment you need to shut someone down, this is it, but they don't know where Hunters is sitting. He was just sitting out into the open. Takes a few shots, no contact phase, now still looking for the opener. Hunter is finally taken out, but versus the Esports, they just have 2 eliminations to their name. Genesis on the outside at 16. Their work, their job for this game of Erangel, it's already done.
What a spray. But it's not over yet. Genesis now has to back out as well. Fury gravity. Genesis has to run off. It seems like they are going to run into his myth. Fury goes down. Gravity drops low as well. G-Drop going to be in a 1v1 situation. But they are out in the open. Here. Molotov comes in, but D-Trox gets third party instead. So no points yet. But Gravity, oh my goodness. I think he got burned. Yeah. It's so close and he survives.
What the hell? But somehow he does manage to stay alive. Although, let's not forget that Basista Esports, they know exactly where he is.
41 points. Two one from Zella Point
this game in the next few seconds.
Oh my god.
Basista
Esports.
For the players of Basista Esports. And this could get very interesting for Well. This could be the game that helps them bounce into the top 8 of the game. And well, there you have it. Gravity finally gets finished off. Genesis Esports, they end their journey in the top 6 of this map of Wrangle with 17 eliminations. That's a wonderful performance coming through.
That's really impressive here, but the journey's not over to the rest of the pack here. K9 now taking a little bit of beating, Knight getting knocked here.
Nice. Yes.
Situation with Victor Summers as of yet. Mafia gonna be on the off angles to work with. It seems like there are a little bit too much shots from across as well. Hector from the far free from Basista Esports wants to try and chime in to try and get in the action. Nate Parade comes in.
Yes.
Well, now on the defender side, seems like smokes has been set up. Shayam.
Necessary pressure that Victor Somas do not want to deal with. Makes sense why they are just
in
circle, but
Classic Basista
Esports. Look at the radar. You see the players of Reckoning Esports as well. They're lying in wait. They haven't made their presence felt to these teams that are there just right alongside Reckoning Esports, just waiting to strike and waiting for the mistakes from everyone else.
For all things considered, consistency is going to be the key here. Reckoning Esports looking for those placement points in case of a tiebreaker, but Victor Summers goes for the overpeak. Venom finds the knock onto his belt.
Genesis to the
not in position to try and provide cover as well.
bro moi ku sana si ai as berani tare chen bi hello lo will
believe
come
they just don't have a reason to as well.
Berani,
Circle is going to
moi
be
ku sana
here. Victoria
classic
Summers
ka sana
have to give up their high ground to push down.
classic sana ba mala moi ku sana si kala di tournament ji do
As well to stop Welt from pushing out. But again, Victoria Summers, they don't really want to push out, knowing that there's
tournament ji le
far free. King 9.
classic sana ba mala da
In this case, Ninja Boy is still lurking around down towards the north side, I would say.
And again, I think K9 Esports, it's just that they're down to the last player, so
kill point dom di ma khangi ore
not going to be quite dire.
ni tra tre ne moi se talam ni
Has been a decent outing from the players of K9 Esports. Ninja Boy, a little bit of an assist
K9 ji
in the knock
Ninja Boy
on
hingauri
towards Mafia, although the knock and the finish claimed by the players of Basista
ku sana
Esports.
ji phone pa
Ninja Boy gets a
phone pa
lot
ku sana ji
more breathing room to
ata
work with off of that.
ata sana
Now he just needs to play for survival.
ku sana ji ma
He was able to find a vehicle on the road as well, so immediately he can
ku
actually
pa
a
ada
little
ka
bit of mad dash here coming from K9 Esports.
Yang nak-
Use the vehicle.
kalau kita hai berapa hai ka sana
Elevation for those information, but Victoria Summers, they've heard those noise here.
Welcome
Now
palm
they
dia,
are
kay palm
coming
ni
in.
bodo,
That's
kay
gonna
palm
clean
ni
up here. No
Welcome
chance
palm
for
din
a
na.
comeback, Ninja Boy.
Asan ri kay palm no
Shuts him down.
feel point dom te ye ngoi
Still
boy
arises
berani
here.
ko
Circle not in favor of
ai
Victoria
bi
Summers. They're
dulu
still trying to
kay
push in.
zai
As
Yeah.
well, esports with those compounds going to be one of the biggest threat here for Victoria Summers to push through. It's going to be tough. When
fight though, yeah.
beat himself here.
fight to
A
berani
little bit of breathing room to work with. Scary John looking for an off angle as well. Final 4 teams. Well, now playing this very, very patiently as well. Doesn't want to overcome.
asan boy bagi kam na boy uri jong tip sei ai tip se asang boy bagi
Let's see how it takes
makagi
out.
transfer no uri jong
I think they are
uri jong
coming
transfer
for Basista
transfer man
Esports, still building up pressure on them, or maybe well. But now the players are going to get spotted
asang
out.
boy no uri jong
Takes a lot of damage. The trade not really in the favor of the players of Victoria Summers.
pale
The third party onto Basista
Tips
Esports,
saja, guys,
trying
tips.
to get engaged
Tips
into
saja
this
game
fight.
yang
Trying
menunggu
to
ini, guys,
Esports to
tips.
find the opening, and as we were talking
oi
about
kalian tahu lu kok
striking,
nak
guys,
tenang aja
now
home
it is
minister
their turn to strike. Wealth and Victoria Summers
Home
are
minister
distracted by each other. All Reckoning has to do is deal with
Sips, guys, sips. Sips sana yang menunggu ayo. Sips sana.
for these fights. They have these 3
Next lagi tips ni, next lagi.
Such a tricky
Next
spot,
lagi
I'd say.
tips.
Very, very greedy approach here, but Reckoning Esports are taking 2 fronts. One with Victoria Summers and
Next
the
lagi
other
tips,
with
Saga.
Basista Esports. They want to gobble up all these points. And I don't know if that's going to be a good idea. But
Yang kedua,
the
kan?
map for Basista Esports already getting center control. Reckoning Esports
Ini next lagi tips ya.
knows exactly
Si
where to
triangle
go.
mat triangle kita tahu aja.
Goes for the nade.
Asyik macam sih dan ya.
Ooh, that's
Sambra,
a
tomato
decent
sauce hape dan na.
but no knock
Tomato
rate.
sauce hape dan tu sa. Ketiau.
Circle inches by the sides as well. Welt has not exited out
Team
yet as
level.
well. But just the esports from the sides. Here comes the raid parade. And Victoria Summers, they get clean out by Basista Esports.
Well, finally Victoria Summers bit us adieu from this game with Basista Esports. They could be the next ones in line. Try to pick a fight against the players of Reckoning Esports. Do end up securing a few elimination points as well. But none have been lost. It's just down to a 3-man roster. They have Wealth and Lavish from the side of Reckoning to deal with Wealth. They are not looking to slow down Reckoning Esports again. Another man knocked out. And the revive is not looking good. Levi still sits on the flank. But Basista Esports, Hector is closed in. The nade looks good. And it is going to be a knock on to the Danger Man from the side of Wealth. Gokul follows up. Last man, Justy, a blink. And he is gone. Basista Esports, a big comeback coming through. We were talking about it, sitting in the bottom 3 of the overall leaderboard before this match. And now you have it 12 eliminations. And I believe the chicken dinner as well. 22 points secured by Basista Esports.
Oh my goodness, what a
Anh đá.
performance coming in from them as well. And Reckoning Esports to deny the points to
Yeah.
stop
đá.
them from making a little bit of comeback as well. What a game we saw here in the final in Wrangle 4 Day
Fight
1
check.
itself here.
Yeah, it was an incredible
Moi grenade kulang ya. Dunia ye moi grenade kulang di berani hawa.
Esports
back in their court in the
Green to mamit pan mới làm nghe.
This is going to be a lifesaver.
Tại
They were fading away in the overall standings, but now with a chicken dinner, it's going to be a great comeback.
I mean, should we call that they would have faded away? It was just 3 games, and it wasn't like the difference was a lot. And this is exactly what we were hoping for. It's not just Basista Basista has done very well, by the way, so nothing taken away from them, but they weren't the only ones from the bottom of the leaderboard that were able to bounce back. I would say K9.
Mai cho nên lần xử lý đó là cục tàu rồi.
They were in the top 5, so
Đó là cục tàu nên lần xử lý khăn rồi. Timing rồi. Ta lấy Green làm cho này.
And even Vault Esports had quite a solid game, right?
rồi.
In general, it was pretty great. Yeah, the final few moments, it was definitely quite a rash decision that
Ta có ra.
just clearly did not work out.
Batista is what
considered as well. I think
Beast
another
na mga.
game we have to talk
So
about
may
Genesis as well, because out of nowhere, how is this guy getting so many finishes, which is just ridiculous as well. And it seems like Fury is also on point as well, because OG was just completely single-handedly dismantled in one spray. Both two players just getting taken out. And seems like even OG, the trend continues as well. They're just taking beatings after beatings by every single team.
Genesis Esports, I think, got the fastest double digits today in any match, because game number 1, that was Revenant Xbox, but they did it on Rondo. Genesis did it on Wrangle within, I think, like 13 minutes. They were able to gobble up like 10 finishes.
Yeah.
That is insane, right? In total, they had 17 points in the overall standings. So that is just insane stuff coming through. And yeah, once again, balling back to OG.
Insane stuff coming through. Insane stuff.
One heroic man, and OG's just not able to do a lot about it.
Yeah, it's just like multiple heroic men from different teams, right? 1 minute is from Nebula, 1 minute is from OG, 1 minute is from Revenant X-Park. Now from Genesis as well. It was just like, ooh, what is going on? Like, was it luck? What is his skill? I don't know, man. Something is cooking up here in Grand Finals.
I think for the side of OG is the decision making that has me a little bit worried, because that pounce that was made on the players of Team Tamilas, I do not know what the intention was, because teams fighting each other. I thought it was going to be a third one. Then all of a sudden, see them leave with the players of Team Tamilas and try and hunt them down. Learn from past is waiting right behind them.
Match taruh sandoy ba? Pero match ahum ani wale.
Well shooting them. That's why
Angle ani sana kare Miramar ani sana do wale.
Like, I understand why they backed off, but could you blame them being out in the open though?
All right, listen, one thing is for sure, we do not expect OG to be on the latter half of the board. They should have been pretty much on the dominant spree. But as of now, they're struggling.
Guys, brothers, boys, welcome. Good evening. Handaki chắc là đối Nico ấy đấy, handaki quái sao thì handak quái đấy ki maru cái point hay cái đó, cái hay thế nào? Maru cái point hay cái đó này handaki này BGIS ấy, Jonathan ki last BGIS này, तो ना आई last BGIS ने मतलब कि BGIS का प्रॉब्लम आ जाए, handak team की last BGIS ने handaki से, और ना handak team लोग तो जाते हैं.
सिर्फ टीम सपोर्ट करनी है बड़े भाई.
लोग तो जाते हैं शानदार, शानदार रोनाल्डो ना World Cup ta handakti aina World Cup sana aroi bani na sana ko doi ta Messi na sana ko doi ta ni ma ju sana ka doi je Poche cái này cây nó thôi chứ nào tối rồi ya đây là Jonathan đang tập tích phi đấy matang này bro không performance phi lại ngamoi Goblin cái gì phi với này mà thấy âm anh đi sang này thì mà khá mà sắp mà này đúng downfall nó tìm mà thấy mà tung internet tâm nó thấy cái goal lại cái đinh cái goal chết lại cái đinh cái gameplay style और game mindset nó khùng mà này
यार पहली बार कर रहे हो क्या तुम लोग?
कोई khùng mà này tôi nói तुम खेलना करो यार
क्या कर रहे हो यार?
நீங்களாச்சும் கொஞ்சம் தமிழ் கத்துங்களேன்டா. अरे कोई ट्रांसलेटर बुलाओ यार. ऐसे कैसे चलेगा? உங்க நாளதான்டா தோத்தோம்.
क्या करते हो तुम लोग भी?
IPL champion of CSK.
मास बचा.
cái nó thế nào
Yes.
Yellow Army bro.
சி லாங்குவேஜ் இல்ல CSK இருக்கு மச்சான்.
CSK இருக்கு மச்சான்
Come on. அவன சுடுங்கடா. Come on. Man, nice shot man. Well played guys. Yeah. CSK skins இது நம்ம கொலாபடா
사나미나락과싱디 로이나 포탄나그래지니 마 사나미나락과싱디 로이나 포탄나그람니 여기 비엔세 니핫버 맹감디 가마이도 그노강디 그놈 떠야 아이네라그니 하우가 이거니 아이네라그 비엔 그니 뭐게 홍나비니 비엔 하우글라고제 너 나오버니 아도 합다만 니파 합다만 목해라 간다 좀 하냐 땀도
Well, welcome back to BGIS 2026
Wow.
Grand Finals Day 1 itself here, and we have pretty much concluded the final match of Rango.
고지 사나 간다 퍼져도이니 고넬 만에 고지 사나 간다 포체라 왜 두플로 아이디 고지 오이니 사나 아닝이 아들 야 조나탄도 사나 하닝도 비와디는 또 보고 사나니가 또 맞담 나트레 생각 하가디 마기 에라 루에 마 어디 또 이제 그레이트 오프닝 어디 라이브 타바 content creator होने लगी बाबा अदुना तरगती अदुना तरगती है ऑप्शन बदी में आम ले रही तो दार का सो जोनाथन की होने दिमाग एरा जिम लू हो रही है
For all things considered, let's take a little bit of a recap on what happened as well.
मागी achievement में हम लोग ले गए यार ये achievement रात तक हम मोई दबे achievement में हम लोग
Clutch plays from all this individual plays here in day number 1 has been the MVP of the match.
पता है यार ये दिखा
In one single clip, taking
अतो वो माँ पता दबी दा
in a moving
हम नहीं खाए रहे नहीं बसे
that was just really impressive coming
Absolutely.
from Fury.
And it's not even the first time Fury actually did that today. Even in the second game,
Seek
as well, I
them.
remember him taking down Meta Ninja was
Hadi tagal le.
absolutely brilliant.
Give up to
That
those.
1v3, this man has proved his worth in spite of
तो
being
तो दिल लाइव था कर ले को यार ये
that is phenomenal.
Now, speaking of
Hadi tagal
and also Hunters as well, 3 players.
Give up to दे यार हम थून give up to दे
We have Beast from Basista Esports and Venom from Victorious Summers here also making the cut for the top 5 players here, Johnny.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think again for Genesis Esports, it's
Disco
the long
नहीं था ये
that they
disco.
had.
Disco
Being on
लग
top of
लग
the
disco
leaderboard
लग
that they
लग
put
disco
together
लग
now,
disco
Genesis
लग
is gonna
disco
be
disco
aggressive in the
disco
matches that they play, at least for the next 2 Miramars. Tomorrow they're going to show up with a different game plan, but
Disco,
we have the
disco.
rankings for this game. Visista Esports 22 points, then you have Genesis with 19, Reckoning Esports 12. But again, I think Visista
Pineapple
Esports
pineapple की flavor ने बा
these
ठीक है हमारा वेब से pineapple की flavor ने बाती हाँ होगा pineapple
Definitely, but at the same time as well,
pineapple की मनम नंबर ले
very tight as well here in the grand finals. I would say this is the
quite how the mango की नहीं हो
grand
है
finals as well. And look at
Cheap
Seoul,
flavors.
they had a very dominating performance.
दारे दो कहीं तो उन्होंने वेब ने वेब
have taken a
चिंगना तो
little bit of a tumble here in the grand finals, and this is my first time seeing Seoul, well, pretty much in the gutters right now.
You know, this is something which was expected, to be honest. I mean, you are in the grand finals. This is
No.
not going to be a one-way traffic.
अदो जितने पता की दो माले
Look at Wild Fangs, look at Team Soul,
What
look at
policy
Red Spark as well.
हम तो edit तो हुआ या डी टीम Genesis सब तहाँ पे हुआ ही अदो नहीं
pretty much.
खाली
But as
नहीं
we talk about Seoul,
वो
I
ना
think, we did not really get to see
साम तो
the
उर्गा
impact
इशू लाई
of
रही है
how
ये
Genesis
वो तो नहीं
players
सारी ये में नुगाई बनी tips गुमम सारी ये में नुगाई
I want to
kan ko pro to ai thi ye ne ye phang ai no phang ye na pa ma de bhai
Godlike sitting on the
Yeah.
second
ang no phang
as the match was going on, and Godlike at least we
Imar
saw
bhai
them
dukan
get
diya
very hyper aggressive. They were the ones who kind of shooed Visista Esports away from the west of Pachiki all the way towards northern Georgia Pole. But hey, we have the overall leaderboard, and it seems like there have been a lot of resets on the storyboard as of now.
ai han
All things
smoke sin na mi
considered,
da
look at this. Genesis pushes
ai
themselves
bra liep
into
kreba
the top 2,
8
tying
months
it with
8 months
Seoul
chahi ma par ka dore
with
da
4
sine
points.
level
The
le
only reason why Genesis
sine
is
shindo ki bai ta
in second place
sine
is
nicotine
because
yaw de ba nicotine
position
free nicotine
points.
only flavor ne manam ka tang ne ba
35 finishes
oh no yum manu la sa su
in
manam dam
4
de
games.
pai chu
Yeah,
chappa gi
guys.
manam ga lai
Hungry Sharks. These are just
adu manam ga nam
hungry
de
sharks out there inside of the lobby. And
oh na
I don't really think anybody has found
Chili
a way
just
to
flavor
crack
do ne
down
ba
on what exactly is Genesis doing to be so
oh
consistent.
manam kem nam de
Soul, as a matter of fact,
hani chu ta koi
despite
manam
a
lai
couple
da
of
ni ngong da thak pa da haina da do
enough
gi thang na
to
da
keep themselves afloat on the top.
adu ma haina da manam ta
35 finishes in 4 games. That is what? 8 finishes per
Per
game.
game, yeah. Close
That's
to
just
that.
points off finishes. Not even placement points, not even nothing.
oh ne usi da o ya o bro ki da usi da o pai thora ko da
Yeah. From K9,
aku tahu
everybody else.
aku tahu
right?
oh thara da
But
ang lang na
this is
Oh, slow lo ra.
Like we have to talk about what.
Sao ya bro, tao đùa. Các anh sao đừng sao
Not
ya.
something wrong, it's something that Genesis did.
Ông có thủ hú bro, cái thủ hú ra, hú ra.
Angle in particular. Of
Hú
course,
ra.
we are going to see a turnaround once you move to the maps of Miramar because
Biết tôi xí gì, xí cái bác chani pan, 1,800.
Genesis's
Ado
position
40,000 puff.
game on a angle, how they breed stage 3, stage
Play
4,
kaya wali ke play
players is
match ani wala ngomong.
phenomenal. They find those isolated positions. This angle
40,000 puff.
This one was all about aggression and well.
40,000 lag ching
on
ya.
that front.
Well, speaking of which as well, we do also have a little bit of a collaboration in game as of yet here with Kolkata Knight Riders Gold Spin as of yet on screen. You can get it now. So
Sáng cái tao rồi.
Favorite team, by the way.
yeah, KKR. We actually stayed in the same hotel with them.
Yeah, of course.
Saya PK 1,800 PA bro.
Yeah.
One day I'm gonna be.
Makan talk ni. 3,000 puff ko talk ni. Jadi lepas satu rekod.
I'm going to be playing on that stage before you.
Miramar ka nga play. Miramar ani le ni.
People call me Mitchell Stark for my bowling. You know.
700 ki do. Ay July ye do di. Oh 700 ki do. Ado na 3,000 la.
So far, isn't
Puff
it?
mai ka tong. 3,000 lo, 6,000 lo.
Well, all things considered as well, here, we have to talk about a little bit of changes that is coming up right now here. Nebula Esports, we saw Rio pretty much in a situation where there was a nice debut coming from him, but now they are bringing Kratos back into action here. Seems
Ay
like
tren ay
whatever they
pien
plan
thao
is
gì
not
đó.
working.
Yeah, pien. Oh shit. Pien thao gì đó nữa. Ay pien je.
That stability in the team as well.
Pien je thật kìa.
Seems like
Pien thao dia
is
je.
ticking. Miramar is going to be the next map in play, and things are going to be a little bit of a change coming from all these teams, and we are going to be jumping back in towards the game here, and more BGM game
Yeah, ay
for
tren.
the grand finals as of yet. Let's jump into the game.
Final lo si je man. Final.
For the first time
Ah,
inside
agad
the
agad.
grand final,
Agad
ladies
agad.
and gentlemen, we
Yan
get
tako yan,
to
yan
see
tako yan.
the deserty lands of Miramar as the flight. It
Yang
is
tak salah
riding
chin
in
chin
front
dah
of
ni.
us. It is
Pernah
gonna
pineapple
be
mana
so
tak
the
boleh hol.
captain of the flight along with
Chin ban dah
Go
pineapple
flying
mana
nice
tak.
with Johnny, and this time we are flying quite south of the map itself, starting in from Impala. We're going towards the Valle del Mar, Johnny. Now this is such a flight
Hold on.
deviated towards that southern side. If you want to go towards Torre Armada, Campo Militar, La Cabrera, it's just absolutely possible.
Salty, now, we are not going to talk about anything else on Miramar if we have a flight path like this. My eyes are locked in on Picardo, man. What's going to happen?
Picardo.
For both the teams, for both
Picardo
the
aja kan akan Tarzan.
and Vasista Esports, but the question is, based on where they are on the overall leaderboard, are they ready to fight? And I guess we have our answer. Vasista Esports, no early conflict needed on day number 1 itself. They are going to go for that southwestern drop towards Valle del Mar and Minas del Sur.
It's going to be interesting, Vasista Esports switching up their playstyle, especially after the chicken dinner. I mean, understandably so. They've been beaten down at Picardo quite a lot, especially
that
at the
AKM
hands of
lower,
Rebel
lower.
Tech Spark.
Yeah.
But now that you see Vasista making the slow climbs, I thought that could have been the best way to keep up the momentum up high.
I mean, either you can do that.
Low na
or
okay,
you
no
can
delay.
just
Ito
protect
yung
your
loading
lead.
there.
Just
Glider
stay
low
calm,
sila,
stay
low sila.
composed, make sure that you are
Medyo
just focused
magkalayo.
on where you are on the overall.
Glider dah,
leaderboard.
glider
Vasista
car
Esports,
kasi yun.
Yes, that was a phenomenal game. That was a good performance we just saw, but it still leaves a little
Hindi,
bit
glider
more
do-
room
do
for
pa
them
sa
to
draw.
cover. Because it's
Car
the
pa
grand
charap ko ba?
finals. You're just eyeing for the trophy in Vasista Esports. I think day number 1, you should try and end within the top 3.
Glider di T eh.
Top three
Glider
top
T
five,
eh.
if either of them,
Car pa
both
charap ko
teams
ba.
are going to be happy.
Siano me
Look at this
hapro.
minute,
Siano hapre.
there are going to be players dropping right next to them. Roll.
Siano ya Gorel Yadav ni anda Soul ya Fazal. Soul Fazal Soul.
Not looking to capitalize.
Soul Fazal is Joker yaw day ni Soul
As
Fazal.
Ninja look to take the first frag on board.
He's not going anywhere.
He can't really.
Shit.
Well, back to the lobby. There, that's where he's going to be.
Ay, aha, masi si Canano.
A good start, or well, a good recovery on the map of Wrangle, but the momentum falls and K9 Esports and upward
something
running
lazy.
comes through. The clash against the players of Ninja. Straights coming through from either side. It's down to Shadow and he falls and somehow K9 Esports barely
Bera,
manages to
K9
survive,
nila.
but why would you take the vehicle away from
Who's
him?
the
He
one
has
da?
no HP. They needed that cover.
This is just diabolical. Look at Apollo out there in the distance.
Anh ta tournament có màn thì direct thông sẽ là nó sẽ thất được bao giờ open được ta.
I'm not sure if he has a scope, but for sure those shots aren't really going to do anything out there.
Which team are you supporting? I'm supporting RedChilD Gaming. I'm supporting RedChilD Gaming. Juicy.
Runs back in and K9 Esports.
I don't support Bhaiya. I don't support Bhaiya. I'm watching because I like BGMI.
They have barely escaped.
I don't support Bhaiya.
Super early in this game, but
I don't support Bhaiya.
3 points to work with now.
But I can feel bad for Meta Ninja.
Acha.
That was not the journey. That
You like Bhaiya? You like Bhaiya, Juice? You like Bhaiya? Bhaiya?
All of these teams look to
Whoa,
make
whoa,
their
whoa,
way
whoa,
out.
whoa, 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 whoa,
There
whoa.
was a massive cluster at the south as well.
Oh,
Daddy
my
finds that
shit.
opening. Gokul has been brought down. LG Sports in a deep world of trouble.
You like Bhaiya? Me too. I support RedChilD Gaming. Hey, thank you.
Can shoo away Daddy from his position, can he?
Yeah,
I always say
much, and I
Babu
think
Bhaiya. Oh
there
my
was the one
god.
from the side of Wealth to
Oh
provide
my
that cover
god,
as well.
Babu
The
Bhaiya
player on the
lover.
other side of the hill was
Love
a
Babu
little
Bhaiya
bit
lover
far
is
away,
here, guys.
and Gokul was trying to escape on the bus.
Babu Bhaiya lover is
It's,
here.
too slow on the uphill
Take
climb
care.
on Miramar.
Babu
So
Bhaiya lover is here. Take
Daddy
care.
was going to have all the time he needed to try and spray the opponent down, but learn from past. It seems like they are having struggles learning.
Why
is
you
that
love Babu
Genesis
Bhaiya?
Esports aren't
Goose, why
someone
you
can
love
deal
Babu
with
Bhaiya?
when it comes to aggression.
You like Babu Bhaiya or what?
That is quite true, to be honest. But
Why you like Babu Bhaiya?
Esports having
Because Babu
went
Bhaiya
so
revived you
early inside
many
the grand
times.
Finals, I doubt
Is
if
it?
there's going to be anybody, not just learn from past, anybody who can actually stop them right now.
Because of the support in the game, is it?
Only fair opponent
Is
for
it
them
because
has
of
been them
the
themselves,
support
because we
you
saw
get
this
from
inside of
Babu
state
Bhaiya?
finals as well. Genesis is up there.
Whoever comes in my stream, I call them
They were
Babu
actually brought
Bhaiya.
down,
I
and
don't know
the
why.
dip in
Oh my
form was
god.
massive.
That's why you are Babu Bhaiya fan. You're a Babu Bhaiya fan. I know you're a Babu Bhaiya fan. You like Babu Bhaiya. With a black black skin. Hairy kind of hairy type of Babu Bhaiya you like. I know. You like hairy black skin. Ah, naughty, naughty.
Just bounce on them with numbers, learn from past.
Ah.
Facing massive struggles in this game of Miramar, and Genesis does not really want to let them escape. They've been chasing them down and learn from past.
Naughty,
Really
naughty.
need to put some distance between them and the players of Genesis, and then just go into hiding.
But Johnny, there's a massive
Just joking, just joking.
getting set
No,
up.
Hindi version no नहीं Hindi version तो कनो तो वे में Hindi version तो
Teams showing close proximities right
Hindi
now.
version तो कनो तो
I
वे
think
में
this
तिको
fight can actually
चले
break
गई
out
ने
any moment
Hindi
in
version.
time. They still have K9 Esports looking to try damage against Revenant X-Spark. The opening is still not there from either side. But Revenant X-Spark, they've kind of
तो
split
one
themselves.
like
Blackmark
Craig.
is on that flank angle.
Genesis to
Ninja
one
just
listen,
doing
guys.
the heavy
Genesis
lifting, Johnny.
By the
with
way,
the
Revenant
43
X-Spark
point.
also another one of those names
Got
that
like
has
with a
taken a massive
36.
fall ever since that Rondo happened.
Paul
Rondo
with
was
a
amazing.
41.
Yeah.
But after that, we aren't really seeing them make it to the top four of the matches. And
Quality खर लेकर से
points
quality
are
से
starting to
यार
slip away.
लेकर पे से यार तो इरा
From
ये
the
को
other hill has been spotted out by Slug, and Slug needs to be cautious as well. The
Shit,
other
brother.
side, Knight extremely low, and no first aids on this man. A little bit more than they can
Quality
chew.
1080 ले वो
It's going to be a big
1080
challenge to
ne.
find their way out of this fight.
But
English na है ना तुम्हारे
didn't
तब
do anything out there.
ये बोलो जो
Revenant
कम
was
दबा
actually
English ना है
completely
ना
surrounded them from all angles.
Yeah, so they bit the bait, basically.
Yeah, they bit the bait for sure, but have a look at this. Another team that bit the bait has to be Team Tamilas right now.
nungai है रो
Just running
ये
them
बात
down.
लोन जो कम बा
3 frags
Hey,
already
hang on,
for
but
the
doesn't
Arsenal.
nungai ti है रो
Team Tamilas, they're looking to move away from
생을로
this fight.
생으로 생각만이다 아이 1080 다 본다
Surprising.
I mean, a little surprising.
Seeing the run.
If you want to bounce back, this could have been the game for Team Tamilas, but yeah, I think they are trying to keep things a little bit slow, maybe build up the momentum, maybe try and understand the opponents a little bit better for tomorrow. But Genesis Esports again, they have taken a player loss. Viper gets knocked out, but Hunter's already in a position to repay the favor in kind. Victor Sumus, another man, gets taken out of the way.
생애
The
두네지
two lads are just going to be
생각만이다
forced to make a run for their lives. They know they can't help their teammates recover, and Genesis Esports again have started to rack up those elimination points.
Yeah,
Rồi eco rất rẻ.
once again start off with
Eco
four
rất rẻ
finishes
rồi.
in the back.
Hindi version đó. Hindi version nhìn ra
I
đâu
don't
vậy?
know, man. Genesis Esports, they are a different breed.
Hindi version
tonight.
nhìn ra đi. Hindi version nhìn ra cái số cái
Still
gì
have
đó.
to talk about this fight, Kina
Eco chắc là cái gì hả rồi?
not moving
Không
a
tôi không
muscle.
nhìn tàu này đó.
They
Ngoài
know
tiền
they
tàu
have
này.
been surrounded. Revenant X sparkling to find the opening. Trace cooking up the nade. Does he find the man? Yes, it.
नॉक निकालना स्लग उनकी भी दिक्कतें यहाँ पे बढ़ाई जा रही, बट नाइट उनके पास तो एचपी ही नहीं है फाइट करने के लिए।
और अपने आप को वो बचा कर रखते हुए स्लग बिल्कुल शांत है। वो इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि अगर प्लेयर करीब आए तब कोशिश की जाए। हालांकि उनके हाथ में वो नेट देखने को मिलता हुआ। आरएनटीएक्स वापसी करनी होगी। रेंगल आपका स्ट्रॉन्ग सूट हमें देखने को मिलता था, बट वहां पर आप कुछ नहीं कर पाए। मीरामार, जैसा कि हमने चर्चाएं करी है कि यहाँ पर मेहनत करने की आवश्यकता, आपको मौका बनाना होगा। बट स्लग, व्हाट हैव यू डन? ओमेगा वो बाहर जाते हुए
चले जाते हो।
He has no HP to work with. Revenant Xbox, they are in complete control. Ninja Boy in the back lines, but is that going to be enough? It's a big question. 3 versus 3 between the two sides. And Slug, oh no, that's a lot of damage. Ninja Boy also falls outside this building, and K9 Esports are just left with 2 individuals remaining.
These are two strong teams going in for a brawl fest right now. Revenant Xbox wants to keep their man alive. It's not going to be easy. They've lost to Ninja Boy over there.
Ninja Boy. Cô sẽ lấy đi sao rồi, chị English đi sao tao. Hindi đi sao lấy cô. Hindi đi cô sẽ lấy cái nào vậy?
Revenant Xbox to break through. No utilities on Pain. No explosives, no molotovs. Slugger now wants to thread one in the needle.
Hindi đi cô sẽ lấy.
That's his last nade as well. No healing utility on the players of K9 Esports anywhere. I think this is going to be a fight that is going to be won by Revenant Xbox. That's pretty much clear, but
I still like the respect
going
in
ultimate
heavy-headed.
ultimate low mag low na ti my BGIS ki pi
Handed try and flush out these pairs, but from the back lines it is Meet official as well. We're lining up these shots, and T-Trox might actually be successful.
well, let's see. It's Revenant Xbox who need to be worried about the players of Myth.
yana ni bi ni ta ngai ram nyo anh đi thôi kìa sao là khán giả top team ông sẽ lấy third party đâu đấy ngày lên Genesis mi mari mu khác lên làm gì thì người ta na Godel là mi bu hạt tệ Godel ki mi kem yang game ta khut thang lo di like nam kira like ki show to kira khut thang kira comment to kira ta go like ki mi kem yang game ta thao show kira show la nei ro do go like kina go like nei ro ne There's Genesis ki na Genesis ki aray K9 ki na K9 iro ne ta yenge
Around the center as well. This is
Go
Miramar
like
for you, ladies and gentlemen.
go like ki soul ki mi kem yang yenge
It's all about whether or not you have those good positions. Team K9 Esports
soul ki na soul nei ro
inside the zone right now. And
and
not just
my support light
Myth official. This deadlock is actually
Let's
costing all
say,
3 teams, Johnny.
Yeah.
K9 soul yo go like ki mi mari mga so
lot of crucial time.
go like yame
Circle moving towards the
nice go like na kan nam bai tai toi ni go like ki fen ja
high ground for the teams that have got
Florina din go soul ki
they are going to get punished.
K9 ni koi bai sai ham ki K9
They
ki
can try and play for survival. Although if
champion
you look
war do idea to dai di majare
this could be the
champion war
match
da
where the esports actually turn things around.
akaba dai di baras palcha ja ibai
Esports, I mean,
K9 go like support
how
ai
are they in the right place at the right
everything
time
jing
every
got
single
like
time?
ai
It doesn't really make any sense.
I mean, we've seen that happen since the grind, so I guess maybe they're just too good at rotating.
ping di
all
ping man he
spaces
K9
out of the play zone.
Kudos to Gravity, to be honest.
full jawris
The way he's moved the boys along the play zone as well, it's brilliant. But Team Soul,
group ta ka share to solo guys link copy ta orga
they have got those broken
Group gum ba ka share to solo bara me
but I'm not really
Phơi
sure if
link
the
copy
red
to orga
team from
link
Fox
je
is gonna come
makha da
next
link
to them because
copy to myo le share to
has,
ba chep ki group
that
gum da ka share to
nearby
solo
but I don't think there is
koi di koi gara re ta thare es vera ta run thank you ai dia ro me sta khang lage ai di oh aro me sta khan ge ba pang nge ba are ti ski the track yaw ro ma le oh moi ma bench to ma
if they can But
Esport
Persista
yeah Esport
they've managed to
play am team
create
phase
control
Esport
from the southwestern edge.
ayun di Esport play am
Have
phase
a hill to
Esport
work
ga
with
8
as
minute
well.
ga
All they need to
play
do
am
is
phase
just get to the high ground
madak to
and
khre
reach out for information.
madak dare madak tagi Batista Esport na madak to khre ga di
X-scope on Cheyenne,
point
but
khre di dum ching ya ni
the players
oh
of
la kana nom la
Xbox spotted out. Punk knocked out by Legit from the side of Seoul, and the point is going to be secured by Goblin as well.
Look at the crowd getting riled up. Team Seoul once again finding Revenant X-Pac. Coming down the hill, it's almost like a graveyard.
maning ala ina ma de ai ikoi nu ma ka biwa
It's all down to Pain, and from the back lines, it's going to
Lùi
be
gì quá.
Jonathan who finds the frag.
Jonathan nó sát kìa DP nè.
Revenant X-Pac as they send get back to the lobby.
assa
Oh, well, I mean, I thought that was a pretty cool moment from Pain,
Yeah.
by the way. The vehicle takes a 180 and he just gets into cover in reverse. But then from the distance, Mr. Cool, Jonathan himself,
Jonathan đi
would
khá
like to
solo
ask
mà
him
lời
to
dịch chạy.
stay seated after the team has been eliminated.
go like si ai na wi yeng di play phase tre tam ai phaza kan
From this game. Ever since
consistent
Lord
lo ne yam tam na
happened,
consistent
Jonathan
lo point je
X-Pac
match ko tingi point ta ta lo no
on a
dari
losing momentum,
point je
and once again,
kitang ko
Miramar
point 0 da si do so point manga da si do so point je kitang lower ga
Pretty much. Let's
Hai
see
di
though, I mean,
chat na
I
ba
think
hon
from
na rin
Xbox, it's a story quite similar to how
first
K9
match to go
Esports
like ke
functions.
grade
Teams built
amana
around a
lo
grid.
ai si ba do di
They
ai
get those
wasa
fights, if they convert those fights,
Mari
they
mo
are going to do
takkira.
well. You can't expect them to do well when it comes to survival, rotations, and all of that stuff. Revenant Xbox as well, they tried to take on the players of K9 Esports. They were winning that fight, did not expect mid to show up and build up pressure. Got taken out mid-rotation, Orangutan pushed away.
go like fe na te Jonathan fan ngak ne ai di fa dai
They've been pushed towards the
go like na te Jonathan gi ne ba fan je
blue zone.
Yeah.
They will
go
have
like
to
ke
deal
plop
with
sini ai
Esports. They will
oh
have to deal with Nebula Esports. On the other side of things, K9
Seoul na hator ko dro
find themselves
Seoul na bom na ga
Victor Sumus, I believe a 2
Oi,
versus 2.
dung dung
Nine
nga
gets
ga.
knocked out and the finish is going to be
dung dung je
converted.
berani ko
And Slug, he's out of options. All he has to do is just run for his life.
K9 Esports is in shambles right now.
Ay,
Nothing on the
magsa-
overall standings, and nothing in terms of the fighting spirit as well. It
Seoul
just
gi
seems
legit
like
na.
they're 4v4, something that they were so dominant at.
Let's capture ling da
Nullified every single
hallay na
time
capture
by
dan
every single team.
Jonathan di ha
Nonetheless, this circle always
hana bai pa me
always favors the
hana
high
dagi pa me
growth
aro
of creative
Seoul gi
fields.
squad se ya
Esports,
inna sana de
congratulations
yang
for
tang
finding
na
the
naira ko ne
bottom
di
for
mane mane
yourself. Can you
e
find
great
the
ai de
frags?
Rick Slowdrin
Next
Rick
question.
Slowdrin SOK na pa na ai pa
Beast
pa mo ya dune STM SOK gi to mai
underneath them, there's gonna be
classic to
lavish as well
classic
from
to so
Reckoning
SOK
Esports.
adagi
Sister has no
wow
idea
da so
about this
SOK
presence.
adagi TDM da so
Pretty much,
SOK
and I
dong
think,
kap lai ram ni ne
it
SOK
can
hai
get
gila
a little confusing for the players of Reckoning Esports as well, because as you mentioned, it's not just
It's
position,
okay,
it's
je.
the number of players
Dong
that
shotgun
they
je.
have to commit as well. You see where Sahil is, all the way towards the north of Vasista Esports, and he can't really get involved in the action anymore. The moment he gets spotted out, Vasista Esports will pile on top of him. He is isolated in that on that hill. And further beyond him, you have the star player from the side of Reckoning Esports. This spread from Reckoning, it's not good. And if they aren't able to stay hidden from the players of Vasista Esports, they
Joker
can
se
be
ya ni to Joker
eliminated.
yaw bai ne Seoul da
On the
Joker
other
yaw
side,
bai
we
a
have a
phajara yi
recap of well, the two big
Mariana
dominants of the
Ajel
lobby colliding
sanabase
with Xbox
trophy di
and the
bata na
players of
soilan
K9
da ne
Esports.
yam tap na sane ba mani aju kok yam thada yam tap na
Pretty good, to be honest.
ing tap na sana wa taw ya
Xbox, but
ing na tap na
then
bun na khallaga haida
they just got absolutely nothing. Nebula on the other side, I think this is going to be one of their first times. They are inside stage 4 right now,
Khallaga
from the edges.
sana wa ta
The northwestern edge, it seems like that is exactly where their fortress seems to lie, but right next to them will be these lads of godlike, and I love their formation, Johnny.
yam bun na khallaga
It's the
I think-
northwestern quadrant. We
I think
know it's been dominated by
Rick's so
Mafia
low
for
there,
years and years, and
yam bun
I
na
think
kok
if
to
there
na
was
thada
a
na
game
thada
that
na
God like wanted to secure a
Oh,
chicken
yeah.
dinner in, this has to be where the
hai
stars
hai
have
hai
aligned.
sport tholak ko je amadi dum nok ti
see.
sa bani se
Now things turn
Sport
out
je
for
machine ni
esports.
je
They get
pura
the head
bera
start,
ni
but
ko.
it seems like all the
Kala.
players of God like are
kala je bera ni ko si
towards
kala je
those compounds. They know where the players of Nebula are, and they also are aware of the position of Wealth Esports. Brilliant information.
Edmino!
coming down by
Edmino!
Godlike.
Edmino
Remains to be seen is
Tau,
where
wadam na
exactly
arsala.
they aggress upon, because
Mwigi.
Nebula,
Len na chala Edmino Edmino
they closer to the edge of
Go
the
like
circle
if him,
is
I'm
very
harassed,
godlike, so
Endi do lang
godlike push out and take those shots against Nebula. Versus if you look at Welt, they are much closer
Soul
to
gi
the
party
center
yung
of the
lau lagi.
circle. In fact, if we talk about the center of the circle, it's on Team Soul,
Kano?
at least for now.
Kamay mera kay no kala de.
Slug and always they are going to find the center spot for themselves, but at what cost? They've lost their teammates.
Emiro.
Not a lot of
Emiro
their
ang
assets stay
tawag siya,
alive.
talaga.
Summer still a two-man team. Can they
Ay,
try
di Len.
and
Yung
protect
sinabi ko
their numbers
kanina,
at
ay.
least till the very end?
Well, let's see.
Ay, Chennai do, ni Chennai do.
Not going to be easy at all.
Ay, yeng ani ay mamangda chat kira to mai thando le tan sa ka daro. Bangalore da am bani.
With and Wealthy Esports.
Kile
It was going to be free entry into the compounds, but before
Kana
he
game
gets
is
eliminated, Slug, he was able to find a knock.
Kile. Budru.
At the end of the journey on the first Miramar.
Some.
We are going to hope
But this is the
for
best board
a little
kiss some
bit better performance going into the next one, but the Esports
Ganshino is it.
and they spot out the players from the side of Team Tamilas. That MG dishing out a lot of damage, and Hector is
Drop
able
shot
to
to the
confirm
Ani
two
Kien.
eliminations for his team, but Beast in the back lines.
Haircut.
Straight
He is out
out.
from the tournament. Haircut.
This is
They don't know, ka yo ne swing ling da.
down the hill this time.
Do respect
Sister
to
Esports,
the
they had a fabulous position to work with. They got some finishes out of it,
Respect
but
to
coming
the
down
game.
seems like a suicide mission. Now being pummeled by Team Tamilas, Mr. RedChilD has found the target. At least for now, one of their players has been knocked down. Sister
All the
Esports.
time na dagi pamsarak pa ne.
Something to keep their
Mortal hoy
numbers
matam
alive,
dagi.
playing it from the
As mortal hoy
edges.
matam na naiwi lila.
And it's
Music
still
siya dum
trying
naiwi na
to
ko.
pass
Aggressive team music no koy ko. Ado
They will come face to face against
solo hoy
Leaderboard.
matam na
It's
yam
gonna be a tough
section
fight for them.
chana ba.
Mr. IG
Kang
has
di
taken
ko
a
ado.
few shots.
Ang section
players
na sana eh.
coming through a very tight angle, making sure the pressure
Aggressive
is
oy
there
matang na
on
su
the
oy.
players of
Oy ro de matang oy
Sister
de. De ko
Esports
kyam
there, but
lai bu jan.
talking about this collapse, we
Mortal
wanted
Bull.
to see who would be
Game sense yam lai bai
the
tai.
initiator of this fight and which team is going to
Music
be
is
left
sport
back
oy.
just reacting and trying to survive.
Music ti Diwali gi
Yes, Nebula
Diwali gi
Esports,
ona
they are
thangre.
getting a little too eager. They
Mortal
want to climb
mai
this
naam
wall.
apsala Diwali da pukayan gar niam.
Genesis sitting on the flank.
Mai
and
naam apsala
to
thangre
pull the
music.
trigger.
Mortal.
There is going to be some reaction from the players of Genesis. Hunters, he's in the perfect spot.
Todo. Pali ne. Kanano
In
ne.
a second is down to about 10 HP. Luckily for him though, he's still alive.
PUBG da din ne. Ronaldo gi shoot todo. Emote to eva. Khangbra.
4D chess.
Ronaldo gi shoot to emote to eva PUBG da din. BGMI da lak te ba. Du lak di lo ge do ne. Adu ga so lo to.
They're going to be in a world of trouble if you
I
are
just-
a Nebula
Du
supporter.
to ne.
You've got to start praying already. But
BGMI da
as
din lak
this
ya.
nade
Du
coming
emote.
in from Godlike. Love
Ronaldo gi emote.
down, chewed down upon 30% HP is all that he's got left in. But
PUBG da din la
Godlike,
eva.
they're
Du
getting
PUBG da din la
distracted.
eva.
Who are they fighting against?
They're getting distracted, but they aren't really fighting. I think it's just them keeping a check on
Oh.
what Nebula Esports is also up to. Because while you see on the radar,
Godlike
Nebula has
na
worked
lay
into a
Godlike
sandwich of Godlike and Genesis Esports. You don't know
Zona
where
Khan-
they are
Zona
gonna
Khan
push,
with the
and
6
if
second
they
4x
bounce on the
ni.
players of Godlike,
Soul power,
Godlike
soul
ends
power.
up taking a few
Soul
rounds
power,
on
Godlike
their
power.
own self. Then
Soul
Reckoning
power ka
Esports
yun.
gets away for free, or maybe Reckoning chimes in for a third
Soul
party.
power, canine
Avoid
power.
the threat, be aware of
Soul
your
power,
surroundings.
Godlike power.
They are doing it in a beautiful
Ninja
manner,
sama
but
je
the
kan,
circle
soul power.
is not being kind.
Hai. Boli nung lang jan bahog re. Hai. Fight ho ido re. Hai.
Shift on the
Hai,
players of
hai,
Wealth
hai.
and Victorious.
Alu lang jang re, alu lang jang re, alu. Ay, chate,
Look
pisate.
at the team
Hai.
that's sitting at the southwestern edge
Fast
of the
bank
play
Tisaba.
zone. It is Team Soul, and I believe they are in the prime
Oh,
spot
chare,
to try and secure
Oh,
another
no sare, no
ticket
sare.
in this
Okay,
game.
okay. Zona Khan ne no thadar ije. DP ga UMP ga pairam ba Zona Khan je.
Fingers, Reckoning Esports to Levi. Find a
Bisi
way
mai
to
dari
find
cricket
out.
ke oy na lak ne. Da du ne lai je. Oh,
Jonathan who find the front.
Zona Khan
Godlike
with the
the
3 kill.
And now they can fully send it in. Reckoning Esports, can they hold this back? Sahil
Power sang
completely
power
isolated.
power.
We see
Nangi
Roman
phokdu ubi
using
basagi an okto
high
salo
range,
power.
high strategies. The
Phokdu
split up
ubi
was
do.
massive. They
Nangi
tried to
basagi an
go for
okto
those
smoke
flanks,
mark
but
da
now
kapsan
they're
bi do nangi.
isolated. That might just be the reason for the demise, Johnny.
Odu ne.
Yeah, pretty much. We talk about Demise and Vista Esports.
Zona Khan
They're
ama
gonna be
huno thadar
taken
kare.
out of this game.
One more with the Zona Khan.
Nebula Esports still eager to make
Kai,
that bounce.
Soul
on
ka
the
jagah
players
ke.
of
Soul
Genesis
ju akshat
Hunters.
no ai ni
The
she fight
star
se.
from the side of Genesis
King bada.
knocked out.
Genesis game nó xa lẹ Zan game nó xa lẹ
It's going to be tricky to go for the revive. Maybe this is what the players of Nebula
Let's go guys 100 likes कर दो boys ấy phòng mình gần hạt vào na mà thôi nó do nó kháng nó hấp vào
First going after Wrecking Esports and now putting up pressure on Genesis.
Man might just have just
đúng không ai lại vào đó ép kiền mà tôi bảo na
punishing the lads from Myth Official. Fury knows 3 players are going to be underneath. The 1 player has been sent forward. This time wants to get information. Daddy defend is going to be a big question. Myth Official just shooting in.
Oh my god!
And Gravity is still holding down his position, Johnny.
It's a
Spider-Man with the shotgun.
Genesis versus
Spider-Man is shotgun fire.
We've spoken about him a lot. The man who has clutched out a phenomenal performance for his team in the survival stages, but not anymore. Genesis with the shutdown coming through, and Myth have been eliminated from the match, but that does not mean that Genesis they get to celebrate from here on out. Victorious, a decent line of fire available to them. They find the knock in Gravity. He finds himself inside of the place.
Illusion. Chắc là tại đây Illusion.
On the other front, Godlike finally pulling the trigger against the players of Nebula Esports.
Behold,
Godlike may mga haler. Nice.
The Kings of the North, Godlike, they are marching towards
Kings of the North.
Another Molotov comes
Soul du lắc sẽ là đi bắt vấn đề mà chơi. Soul fight over there. Soul và Godlike fight. Soul and Godlike fight. Soul and Godlike fight over there. Soul versus Godlike 4 versus 4.
Team Soul in the middle of nowhere as yet another nade sails through. It's Godlike. They've got the
Soul và Godlike cái ngay fight tàu cái tàu lấy thùng nó sẽ là gì? Thôi đi chừng là cái gì hồi đến đôi đầm giải chừng chỉ cả hai bên.
Was intact for a very long time, but that was also thanks to the fact that the circle was favoring them quite a lot, but not anymore. Godlike, they are looking phenomenal, and we spoke about them a few moments ago. Manya has dominated these northwestern zones on Miramar time and time again.
Goblin.
Now he has all his prime stars in their prime form.
Sigrid
Goblin Sigrid. Team to shut down.
Goblin Sigrid là S4 nó thật đấy đó.
The numbers for his team.
S4 nè, Goblin.
Nebula, Godlike looking to move through. Nomi and Kratos.
Make him go.
They found the knock, but a mistake being made, and Admino is there with the punish. The knock is going to be secured. Nebula Esports pinned down. Godlike all they need is one nade in the right spot. Well, that's going to be the end for Nebula Esports in this match.
Yeah. These are forced errors that Godlike is forcing Nebula to actually make. Constantly pressuring them at the ridges, forcing them out of their covers as well, and as soon as they come out of the shots, they're precise. But Nebula, they have a saving grace. They once again
Make has
been knocked out.
Make
Inside to the play zone isn't going to be easy. Kratos, can he find the connection on Gravity? Is going to be a big question. But have a look at this. Godlike to send it in against well.
Godlike to okay. Okay. Hey, Edmino ni Zona Khan. Zona Khan luôn cái mà lại. Thôi đây. Fuck it.
On the players of Nebula Esports, and well, it is going to be a phenomenal
Zona Khan with the 5.
Jonathan goes big. 5 eliminations secured in this game, and Godlike 9 on the board for them as they find themselves in the top 5 of this match. Their main rival, Soul, also present, surviving with 3 players, and along with them, finally, this is the return of the Fangs. White Fangs are also here, and they're not here for anything.
Còn make xem là cái này.
Soul, this is the end of the journey. It goes down, and Wild Fangs. Elimination secured. This is where they move up to the top 3.
And Spray got his back in form. 5 eliminations already on this monster. Can Wild Fangs keep up the pressure? It is something we'll find out. Genesis, of course, we are going to say goodbye.
Make
Victor Summers looking strong as well. Mafia with 5 frags. Certainly in the top 3 right now. It is. It's going to be Godlike versus Wild Fangs versus Victorious Summers. Who's going to walk away with
the Godlike versus Wolffight Soul.
So it is important for Wild Fangs to keep themselves alive inside of the competition.
Godlike chicken session ready.
They're looking to assert dominance as well. Johnny, I'm not
Oh,
really too
no.
sure about it.
Victoria Somus on the overall leaderboard as well, sit middle of
Wild
the pack.
Fangs.
If they
What is
somehow
the
manage to
move?
secure this chicken dinner, it is
What
gonna
is
take
the
a miracle, by the
esport?
way,
Give
but
me a
if
new
that
thing,
miracle
please.
happens, this is what they would need to break into the top 4.
Not really a miracle. I have a theory for sure. Victoria Summers, they've got the compounds for themselves. If by any
Zone,
chance
yeah.
Wild Fangs, they try and force the
Jonathan
issue,
Noise, God L is zone tari.
Fangs seems to be a
Wild
fight
Fangs is
which
zone tari.
Victoria
Ano mag
Summers
zone
gets
nila
the
sila?
advantage of.
I agree with your theory. It's stage 8, next stage.
Last
stage
Wild Fangs
9,
ka ni 44 kam na
Wild
uto ji.
Fangs are towards the edges.
44 kam na
The
uto
blue
Wild
will
Fangs
be
ka
on
mali.
top of them before it is on Victoria Somus, and that is what Victoria Somus are waiting for.
44 kam na uto ji.
Well, from the point of view of Wild Fangs and God,
44 kam na uto ji Wild Fangs ka God like ka ni.
but they really want it for themselves as well. But it's
Wild
still
Fangs ka God like ka
that
44 kam na ba.
moment to
Oh,
step
spray ko na
out,
maning dagi
find the
torok
cover,
pa.
which in case
What's
of
that?
Wild Fangs is that wall.
Asa halak yan ba? 100 like yun guys. Let's go 100 likes my friends.
They are getting shot at from the flank. They're being cautious. They are playing it slow. And I think it's just down to that last stage 9 collapse that now we'll have to see who walks away with the chicken.
It's going to be a game of patience. You
Yeah.
don't want to be the first movers inside of this final circle. You want to be the last movers. And have a look at this. Edmino strikes. Bray got brought down. Wild Fangs.
Pusok sang gito re.
Trouble we talked about. Supposed to come
Pusok
down
sang
the
re.
hill, but they do so it seems like a double-edged sword.
Pusok sang re. Ay.
Could be a wrong call.
Kele.
From the flank as well.
You know when
Actually,
you
all
push
the
to you,
movie
why?
gets taken out, and Wild Fangs, they have
Oh, I'm
got
not
a
gonna
reset
opening
for
that.
themselves.
Oh.
Godlike now, they are sitting there at a disadvantage.
Oh,
Esparro
I'm sorry, but-
also
yeah.
knocked out. Sensei
Oh, it's
wants
fine,
the
Jonathan,
pick.
oh.
Jonathan with the trade, a nade right behind him, but somehow manages to dodge the damage.
Oh, ato pa maning da yung tongdorok pineba.
Between the two sides, but that
Maniale ho buwan mali ne
finally
pusang
go
maniale
down
ho.
for
Aso na
Victoria
kaling sila.
Somus, and it's the IGL always who leads the
Eh,
charge.
wait,
The
come na,
north
Uganda.
is gonna be secured, and Wild Fangs are gonna be left bleeding. Ghana gets taken
Wait,
out.
come na, Uganda. Go like. Zoni. Nice.
Godlike, they fight back. They strike back.
Yes,
with
that's
a
how.
chicken dinner.
Come the man. This is Godlike
Force ka tao eh.
Esports establishing them in front of the
Vai,
entire
tingnan.
lobby,
Yes.
showcasing their brilliance, and the team reunites once again, lads.
Jonathan sao ye? Jonathan
Oh
kita.
my goodness. Hero Extreme
my God, tayo.
looking to repeat
Sige
history.
fight na din agtang yun.
Jonathan back on form, popping off his
Zoni
left,
ba
right,
tayo?
and center. Hero Extreme, Godlike.
Zoni ba ito sa lehe? Hari ya dehe. Zoni ba ito sa lehe?
Well, they certainly
Wow,
are
Godlike.
Guardian
Oh my
Wild
God.
Fangs. They're going to be settling down the differences as well.
Zoni ba ito hari ya dehe ito sa lehe?
Yeah. This should have been a game for Wild Fangs or Godlike, and Wild Fangs found that beautiful opening on Admino to
Zoni ba hari ya dehe ito sa lehe? Zoni ba berani he? Zoni ba ke लिए एक like shotgun hai ta zuwa ji de. Jonathan SMC ne yaar paise le yaar tre hai ji de ne.
Just running around, Victoria Somus with the perfect bounce.
1v2 to sing no last ki do hara.
They could have justified their way
Nah.
out of this situation, to be honest. After you go down to Jonathan like that, you give Godlike enough.
Thai ba ne noi maru thai de uski de ko ko noi maru thai da.
You know, there was a point when Edmino was
Uski noi maru thai do ho ra.
Victoria Summers had pushed in.
Go down to
Yung ko uski noi maru thai do. Do di thai de uski da thai de noi maru yung ko. Uski noi maru thai do ko.
They could have justified
Ti yung ko noi maru thai da.
to be honest. After you
Noi maru thai ni uski yung ko.
that you give Godlike
Do. Lift tong right tong high ni uski yung ko. Lift tong right tong high ni.
Fight their way out of this situation, to be honest. After you go down to Jonathan like that, you give
Do.
Godlike
Ura. Madaw ya ni ran talaga ma da hai bai man uski da.
And also Genesis.
Madaw ya man ra hai bai man
Old
uski.
gravity, old reckoning of
Kaya
last
mali.
This feels like an exact repeat of BGIS 2025 here in 2026.
Hai bai man ran talaga madaw ya bai man
We're
uski
gonna
da.
go that route that
Hai daw ya bagi lai da na. Baru pat hau da ba ga lai da na.
Are we gonna go there?
That's what happened in
But
25.
Samraj is not here this time, no.
Hai bai ne.
Samraj is not this time.
Thai uski da
Calm down, we gotta go team here, but still at the
ma
same time, Hero
lang
Extreme
thai
down
ni
very, very
jantra ma si bane ma do. Noi maru jang da.
But
Jonathan
now
do.
we see a little bit of signs of hope as well. So one more game
Noi maru
from this
sang
next
da ba
game is gonna
jantra ma si bane ba khang. Aduna ne.
for tomorrow itself.
Ai
Because
da.
a lot of teams are gonna be doing
Hana ki auto gun matam gi da tawbu du ni ne mane adui matam da.
I I think of course they can, but they are gonna have to make a few changes.
Tapi mah THANKG
I
tu ni.
think, okay, the most interesting name, as you said, Genesis Esports.
Yeah.
They are doing very well, but if you notice, they are getting hyper aggressive. They're making pushes. They're making.
Ayun ni hona bakan mami ni aji. Ada giris se. Badal giris kita ni kami ko bi tina baga male. Ayun hona bi akan nabi di kan.
Playing for survival. They're playing edges now. They're cleaning the space.
Ya wali ke kalau dre, am kata ngai next match last. Ya meta dek zoni na tin na hindi po. Meta tu ni, meta laga di mo ingam ni ba. Shotgun je. Gun power se lo ina mag shot mane ba. Shotgun mane gun shotgun 5 je. Matar ka UMP ki matam hawa UMP kan matam do. Adu matam da dio ne.
Somebody else entirely is going to take it as well.
Ay mo
But now,
wang na yaw
going to
din.
be taking a little bit of a pause for this interaction as well, because we are going to be taking a very
Wang na yaw din tung kala din.
right after this break. We will continue with the
Nga thong saning era last fight CDH din.
here for BGIS.
Nga thong saning last. God like fans, God like support to using God like an isalam of the yeng kiam yang. Soul isalam den ta kiam yang. God like mi kiam yang. Amutang ibu. Amutang. Kiam yang yeng ge God like fans. Ni am di yeng na tiyo ko. Para sum lay na. Ko no oyo hong jikido. Leng ko din ni marusan yan. Nay je. Dago jiki fight to shotgun pai mani Jonathan. Ngam ga ni ngam mo. Shotgun pai mani ma. Tuok sep la da ne. Go like fan, soul fan. Can I fan? Go like fan ne ne yam ni. Go like fan je yam za ni ko. Go like fan, soul fan, go like na di nam na ne. Go like di yam he. Yeah hey. Go like fan yam he, yeah hey. Go like is on. Boom. Bro ultimate set chef ajay. Lau sila na. Ay. Shot hala ning dire. Tako. Oh my god, thank you. Jonathan ay. Kaya wala motivation PG man ay na ang pinin na yang sila udah na. Tong na yang sila. Bro yaw din kay ginawa ay. Ako yaw ning yaw ya di ni. Min BGIS เนี่ยค่อยที่ยาวๆค่อยที่จันนะค่อยแต่ก็ได้เนี่ยค่อยมณีปุรีอันบอกยาวงำดิยังจังมึงงำดินะอันบอกโอ้สุการสุก็ไลค์เนี่ยอยู่มาเนี่ยแต่เขาลั่นเบียนตอนไปกันตัวไอ้เขาลั่นเบียนกี่เดียจะไปเที่ยว
भाई कुत्ते अबे हमार जाएगा सब लोग लाइन में खड़े
โปรไลฟ์เนี่ยว่าสิโลเนี่ยยังมันเจียอยู่ดิว่าเลยโซนี่เยอะด้วยว่าเลยปุ่นsupport ออกซิเจนก็ไลค์ได้ก็ไลค์ที่มีคอมเนอร์เลย guys soul की पार्टी का लेकर के soul की guys का लेकर केโอ้คุกกี้มาซ้ำมา याव ได้นะ bro ก็มวยคุกกี้มาซ้ำ याव กันนะหรอก็มันคุกกี้มาซ้ำ याव ได้याव กรีगोल्ड में है जीतไอ้วันเด็กजिगल तो वो तंग गिव ने आताนี่देनी से हाथ की बढ़िया रहा है जी हां देनी से हाथ की बढ़िया देनी से हाथ की बढ़िया है इधर है देनी से हाथ की बढ़िया है इधर अरे दे है ना बा मैं बदे देनी से ओ
KKR का swag now in battleground आमी
मैं बा oh no Ada di sips, ada sips. Ma'am sips inside के
Ladies and gentlemen,
Go
welcome
Lina.
back once again to the English broadcast of BGIS 20.
No Wi-Fi by now. Oh my god. What happened? No light or what?
Gentlemen, Icy Baby and Necro, and this is one last game remaining for.
Go like na dinner lawram ni na ilum talu ki ke.
But with godlike,
Nang go like na nang go dinner lawram da ilum talu da bi lai ra na.
Really starting to heat up. Team Soul was doing phenomenal. Genesis was doing already pretty brilliant, and now.
Bro, Facebook tagi login to ne. Game do ka Facebook to disable to kre. Chana ba ya to. Disable to kre to Facebook ki di ha mo ki adum enable to ya bane mo deactivate to kre ra. Deactivate to activate ong to ya bane. Activate to ga account นึงatopda link ตะโห
You know, big signs of concern for K9 Esports as well. I see.
bro ค่อย tournament ค่อย Manipur ค่อย tournament ซินเจปะปานลงยาวบ่ทำตะโจอะซินเจ요즘 Manipur เล่น tournament ไม่ทำอะไรอยู่
I don't know. It feels like their aggressive play style has just
K9 di sa kau geko sa kung geko hai ko mar K9 di sa kung geko bung ka video na K9 da lak pi roi di ai K9 da lak pa sing na bung ka vi kau ni K9 da so to la di bara so team ma da yaw sal la je pero competitive pa na bai sai competitive matam tha da ngam next year stage ta ai tholakani ko ai di
Eight eliminations.
Dennis ti matangi BGIS ta mayor kani asmai ta uda asmai la lepa da mara ta yaw kani bai Dennis ti
Necro, this was a performance which we have been waiting
for. Manipur gi tournament yaw din ai da BGMI mu kim khang de
Are you surprised at all?
lai uni da Manipur gi hai me am lai ne do support to what Norris Cup so Kawra Malloy hai
Yeah.
These are complete wild cards we're speaking.
ko lai tum ba ya ni ngasi ai pro mate mi cha gai je BGIS yaw kam de gai
Absolutely.
Ai
It's also kind of nostalgic as well.
ai tem jang kam kai di mani
Remember BGIS
internet su kitang problem lai ni ba ko mayang sa gi 20 ms ka kamner pakan da koi sona kan di 40 ms 60 ms ka kamner kan da di no device to khenar kani dagi team coordination da su khenai odagi mind game mindset da su khenai game odum ling ni khoi dum hin ba yaw ngani ta yaw ngani do dedication to mean him with mayang dedication yang asai dedication yang kamu
finally make it towards the grand finals as well. Sensei took what 2.5 years and now he's giving us performance. That's great. But the wild card that I want to talk about here is Genesis. How are you guys still getting so much frags again? It's
North East Cup so
far. When are you guys gonna stop?
It's a question that I haven't really been able to answer, but next
Kawai team gitu na only matam gitu ni do ninjang team event di
God like Victorious Summers, maybe from even Wildfangs Genesis as well. I want to come to you with Team Tamilas. I want to come to you with Meta Ninja. I want to come to you with Orangutan as well. Nobody.
Dennis nang yaning de ko answer kar tau rai.
That's the whole point, right? After the first game itself.
Practice kar wat ini mana? Practice wat pa.
The way they got slapped down by Ryu, it feels like it's
practice pasang wal.
in a real bad manner.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at the overall standings. Godlike Esports at the #1 position, 59 points. One game still remains. Have a look at this, Genesis. On the other side, 54 points, second position, and Wildfangs as well, 48 for them to be talking about.
Oh, this is really, really impressive stuff as well here. 2 chicken dinners with 59 points, and guess what? A 5 points gap between them and Genesis, and they have no chicken dinners. And again, 10 placement points, finally making the double digits after 5 games here coming from Genesis, which is really impressive. But Wildfangs also making a little bit of recovery here, top 3 with 8 points.
Mi no mi chupa drill to la lang gani anang
tight here, and
no mi
anyone from
chupa
all the way from Godlike to Revenant
grind to ga
position can maybe make a little bit bounce back as well. Seems like it's still anyone's game as of yet.
na wala Miramar last June da naiba do ninjang ibo scream star tang ga scream sana ka aure ai de ai gon da ninjang boy da tournament da amukak ti Miramar tournament da amukak ti hu da sanai ka da to yong amukak ti ka gi yaw
And looking at the latter half of the board, one thing is for sure, the top it is now starting.
ka gi bai di kill yam lo gi bam kok yaw ya tournament solo kill da mi mapan taran ma hat ki bam kok yaw ni ni pa lo mapan lo taran adu kok ninjang e to ko ti ka aure de
will not have a fighting chance.
Yeah, and speaking of which as well here, when we talk a little bit more on towards a potential gameplay that needs to be changed and adaptations on the fly, we need to talk a little bit more on towards potential substitutions.
Yeah. Last match oi doing money
coming from there with the esports, and I think we are going to be seeing a little bit of substitutions coming in from Reckoning esports as well. This time they are going to be pulling out Lavish, and they are going to be bringing Godex into the mix here from Reckoning esports.
Thank you.
If you're not
yeah,
you're not playing good,
I'm sorry, babe.
Things out.
I mean, I'm just confused about this, right? Because Lovish has been a key person inside of Reckoning Esports, and now the fact is you're putting that person out, bringing in Godex, understandable. Godex is a great player, but I still feel like experimenting at such a stage might just cost you a lot.
But let's just hope that this is still early stages of the grand final, ladies and gentlemen. One final game before we get to see our top 16
grind away
and our
matam
top
hang
8 as well. All the teams, they certainly are
grind
ready
away
to
matam
rank it
hang
and
thabak ka chatta
looking
bi
for a
da
bounce
grind
back.
ka dum
God
matam
like
di tor
we're
ma
looking
yes
to retain their spot. Who gets it in the last map of Miramar?
The planes in the skies for one last time in today's
play
game.
pung kya dai third to no play ros lower ka hawar tam si
On the latter half of the board. If
Chidam
they
lower how
stand a
dara si
chance
keno
to make a
samdara ja
comeback, this game has to be it. And the plane fly path starting all the way from Impala
lower dam
towards
samdara
Redstone
kai kai
Valley. This one's going to be an interesting one
sol
because
kangu
it's tilted all
chidi
the way
payal
down
da
south.
Well, it's going to be a tricky spot.
Kurma lai kibani
When it comes to BGIS, we have to make things up in terms of the flying path. So this is going to be a very difficult.
so kurama ga laki aro o laki bani aro o kan tor show tor kan ngasi na loy na te da hayeng ju lai hang che chu lai
Those drop spots along the highways outside
loy
of
na te
Impala, maybe even towards Picado, or maybe even towards the outskirts of Los Angeles so far. So this is going to be a very, very important situation for some of these teams to not get picked off right from the get-go. Or in this case, be like Genesis, be like God, like just hunt everybody down right from the start.
But I'm pretty sure even that comes at a cost. What if you yourself get hunted down, and what if the tables turn?
mi di mana pamba lambi da ma pa na full support tau kini tau kia support akoi gi na lor ra ji
And as of now, if you look at the
akoi gi na
overall
long thok re
all the way down south, there's
aduna
a
ni
possibility we might
Ini
just
gaming
see
je
some
pasana
flashes. And look at this.
hai su
Next spark heading towards Picado. You've got K9 Esports
family
as well, around
support
the same
financial
proximity.
support
Ooh, that's
emotionally support chi mayam je yaw da ga ya de emotionally support china adi downfall gu ma chat lai ba matam je chung gan da encourage tau bi ga da bane
for teams who are
ma pa ji
here, you've got like Meta
sam na har matam da exam fail oi ba kan da mathang da kan ho na ro mathang da score khar wang na kai na encourage tau bi support tau bi emotionally support tau bi gu moi je du ma da ka le adi mi 1v1 da chawa 1v1 da ga cha sal lak pa je
Yeah, and God likes
cha da ju ya ba pot da ga si jal lak pa je demotivate chat lak pa ni
might just see an early clash. Victor Simus on the move, but they've
Ado
only
nila.
got one single buggy, which is quite unfortunate. There's a chance they might just get
What's
sprayed
yam?
down, but luckily enough for them, no one's in
What
the
about
proximity, so it's all good in the hood.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here,
khoi ga tang
if
dina
you
da
wanna
ko
try and drive
family
with the two
no na
vehicle,
yum
two-seater
palak pa
vehicle,
jing da
this
ju
is exactly how you get 4 people on
adagi
top. And Venom may have
girlfriend boyfriend ge relationship lai kan manung da
got a little bit too
tu manung da
slippery.
su
Now they're gonna try and
moi gi
readjust
relationship
once
to
more to try and
group
find
lai min
settings,
ga
and
support to
here we go once again.
Finally,
support am chang
they
nei
have it
ama na ma
very
thajan na ba
slow, though.
support to
seems like a nice and happy family.
mania se jo ni pasana
Top of that
ching
buggy.
he
But once again, as I mentioned, they don't really have
Experience
a lot of
ne.
risk to deal with. Since they're
Experience
heading all the
ki
way
matungin.
towards LSR, no one's going to be even close to them. So it's all good.
everything is experience brother
Once again, as I mentioned, they were in the close proximity of Godlike, and it's up to Godlike if they really
Everything
do want to go for these early finish points.
is love
Mid-innings are all slap
everything
back if possible.
is fair love and war
It's been a while. We haven't
everything
seen Methodins do that as well. They have been struggling to try and make it to the zone. And it seems like things are going to be hopefully turning for a little bit better here. Circle is in their favor. They should be fine.
หน่วย play ที่หน่วยนะสิ play ที่หน่วยดิยิงมันหน่วยเปลี่ยน play อัน
They aren't able to get out.
ไอ้ดิ
for those drop
อันนั้นสั่นเอวติมหน่วยนะมั้งมันจะไฟเกมก็พังเนี่ย
Everybody's going to be going back to their usual drop spots. But my only concern is that will the circle shift?
มันจะแบบ
And what I mean is that
กันไฟเกมก็พังอีกอะดูเนี่ยมันหน่วย
But on the finish feed, it seems like Hiro
เอ๊ะมันยังนกซากเลย
Manya, the IGL is down, and that is going to be
GL is rotation จะเป็นดาวใจนี่
spot here for Hiro Gone like continue their game. Starting things off here with 3 players to continue towards the end game.
Yeah, the man was separated from the pack, and he instantly gets cut off. For Godlike now, they need to start things off with just a 3-man squad, which is quite unfortunate. While Fang's in the close proximity of Team
Godlike
Atlas,
kan mania shibre.
he was not able to find that death blow, but still the man's on the run. Spray God shots were taken against him, but still the man's fine. Oh no, Atlas whiffing those shots. Spray God should not have been allowed to get away like that.
Ooh, I'm surprised Spray God's vehicle did not spin out of control, but he is pretty much out in the woods as well. Fortunately for him, he's going to be...
Pagi Dr. Engineer IS ต่อคะแนน
Team Tumblr does not
continue to
3 देखिए मेरा बेटा इंजीनियर बनेगा
he is going to be safe and sound, but he needs backup.
मानिया सी करे को लाइक के
If Team Tamlas do not let him
casualty
off,
आ रहा है
because as of yet he is pretty much all by himself. And seems to be those gunshots has attracted attention. The hungry sharks, known as Genesis, or in this case Hunter, is going to be scouting out the vicinity, hoping to get a lucky freebies, and decides, you know what, this is not worth it. No more gunshots means they are going to be focusing on me. I'm going to back out.
Yeah. Possible chance there might just be a death trap. And you do not really want to spring that one alive. Nebula Esports on the move. A team that's currently all the way on the last spot in the overall standings. Completely unexpected, by the way. They need to wake up. And in my opinion, as a unit, Nebula Esports also needs to be a little bit more aggressive. That's what they're known for. Elimination point, hunting down teams, and that's been their main strong suit.
See, that's the thing about Nebula Esports.
God me no lady
force their way.
God me no.
The survival stage. Seems like
God Nathan, God me no. God Nathan, God me no. God power lady. है का तो इसे कोई को लाइक की पार को लाइक की सपोर्टर ना है को तो इसे मानिया सी का जो God me no lady, God Nathan lady, God power lady. सिने है का तो इसे ना था.
And seems to be a little bit of a tough spot for them.
Right,
this is going to be the KKR skid on the buggy.
I love it. Looks beautiful. While Fang's on top of this hill. Everyone just getting
कई प्ले नो ब्रो है टूर्नामेंट है बता टूर्नामेंट ने करोड़ मरी के टूर्नामेंट नशी ना हो अयंग हम चिट कर लाई गोला अयंग जे आज दे पंचे है गोला तू जिंग लुट तोड़ी बात नहीं है चिको अखोई ने यंग बारो मोय उलक तो
potential threats here. Wow, Fangs. They finally actually spray got out to safety as well, despite that early skirmish between some of us. As they are going to be rotating in, and we are going to be expecting this to be a little bit more passive. The circle is still undecided. You can see all the teams, they are scrapping for a little bit space, for a little bit more loot to work with as well. Just because of the fact that the circle may shift into the city, and Los Leonas circles are not exactly easy to play with. Because once you go in, it's hard to come out. So they are trying to play a little bit of a safety net as well, because the circle's still the ocean pathway. Still in play. Impala still going to be in play as well. All those areas is still unpredictable. You need to be on the move as soon as stage.
I need some more. It's so go.
Every single team is taking their own.
Cái device rồi tôi nổ
không thì device not exactly the greatest vehicle to actually use in the current meta, I would say.
Hey, that's Trace and his overall means of
final match lo bro. Grand final đi. Numit hôm nay sana cái đó 3 days. Day 29 bốc sana cái đó. 27, 28, 29. 29 numit đó. Point 29 numit bốc đó. Point khoái hoàng còn mi đó nào. Crore Murray की price low ba. Crore Murray dia ti crore amma makai mo ro. Crore mo khai ani mind yo.
That's going to sting them later on. If they keep on playing the same way, if they are going to be on a downhill curve, it's going to hurt them a lot. Hero Extreme Godlike is spotted, while Vasista is also getting hunted down by Welt.
Batista is for sure to win.
Welt Esports is also getting a bit of that return fire from Vasista Esports. From that, as Showdown from the front. Downhill fire, another man gets capitalized.
Oh my goodness, Goku was looking in the wrong direction here. Cheyenne trying to save the game. Another knock here from Vasista Esports. Just drop down, no. Justy was able to is now stuck all by himself and all alone. Teammates are down, he's getting completely pushed, and now Hector is going to be looking for the off angle to try and take him out. He knows he's stuck, he needs a little bit of backup as well. Seems like it is going to be a 2v1 situation. Sawme a little bit too far free for the support. Finally joins in from the flank, and now
Indeed he will. Sawme personally and every single one as well Esports, they have been eliminated from this game.
Batista Esports.
Nothing really secured by Welt, just 1 point out of this one. That's not going to help them too much in the overall standings. Midaninza and Myth in the close proximity. There's a chance they might just duke it out. So many fights now breaking out at the same time, even inside of Los Neotis. You've got Reckoning Esports taking.
Jonathan होए गोरेल की जोन दा देने मोई दी फाइट याम लौदा तो नहीं है
Oh boy, seems like
सिदगी ngam ma thola di kill yaam ne सिदगी ngam da ga shi ba mangan na
is going to be a tricky spot to work with. So's got central control, but let's talk about the teams in the south side right now. Myth, D-Drop, what clutch as well.
handa eki ano ma kon jong loi no
There's
eki
going to be a point in the back here for Myth official, but the rest of Meta Ninja are not too happy about this. They are going to re-engage this. Partial gets shipped down though, force him back into the warehouse. D-Trunks has a little bit of off angle, but he is popping his first aid kit. It's a little bit of a assistance.
And there's also a quick third party from the side of Godlike.
Boom!
Even they would have that
Boom, the net back.
Back on top of them, and Meta Ninja this time trying to slap back. Herschel cornered in the room. The man does not even have enough HP to fight back. Slap him down once again. Rolling apart while Meta Ninja, they're getting the grip back inside of the fight. But there's also a third party. And Jonathan cooking up an aid. He knows exactly where that man from Meta Ninja is pinned. And that's White Tiger gathering all the attention upon himself while his teammates are getting that reset done. Utilities tossed from Godlike. They're on the verge of finding that first knock that is desperately needed.
It's going to be a tough one, Jonathan.
Jonathan chare. Dung.
Meta Ninja, they've got the reset. They are going to go in for the nade. White Tiger is still stuck in the corner. They don't know where the rest of the pack is as well. This might be a little blunder. Draw bait is coming in, but White Tiger take it down. But now from the outskirts as well. Meta Ninja almost comes in for the push, but Hero Stream gets denied.
What a knock that was. Meta Ninja thinks could have been played much cleaner, but they still messed up. At least they're able to find that knock against S-Power. Situation down to a 1-on-2.
One spin in he, changel laga pi ron he.
A lot of that burden on the man's shoulder.
Info na tawro ne, Jonathan nang lay na tadi Jonathan tadi kang
there's still that man from Myth in the back lines. That's going to be Daddy. Even Basista Esports here with a quick third party.
Alugilan tawre.
Be a part of this chaos as they want to just collect the elimination points and Daddy's number. They already have it.
Oh, this is going to be a tough one here as well. They have to wrap things out. They're not exactly inside the zone. 50 seconds left before the zone pushes in, and everybody needs to push up north side. Hero Extreme Godlike, they thought they were able to capitalize on this, but seems like Basista Esports may take advantage of this, try and rotate away, but Myth, they were stuck. They were the team that had to defend, and they were shut down, and now both teams from Myth and also Meta Ninja have been completely denied here. And now Godlike goes out and they are the the two players from Meta Ninja. 2 points here for you, Extreme Godlike.
Meta Ninja wiped out of the lobby. Another team.
Got me no na kill hum loro me.
That to a team like
Got me no na.
That was supposed to do a lot better.
Oh my goodness.
Jonathan
ngai. Is also going to be chiming in. This is just so tough here for the team in the south.
It's just too chaotic.
Oh my goodness. Now the clock is ticking. Stage 3 is about to shift in. They've got 2 minutes.
The opener. That's the first frag on the board. Orangutan, now the confidence is going to be all-time high. 4 finishes on the block already, and the circle is going to take a curveball and shift away from them. It's another shift. K9 Esports, they've found themselves in the best possible spot. A date with destiny for them. Learn from past breaching inside of the circle, while teams like OG, Basista Esports, and even Godlike, they need to just disengage and move inside of the circle. That has to be the main priority.
Well, seems like OG was able to start a little bit of commotion, stir things up, mix the pot, and then just dip out of the situation. Unfortunately for them, even Godlike and Basista Esports is going to take a little bit of temporary truce to try and rotate. The problem is, right now, Mino.
Mino ko ni kaptara ni kele
Seems like Mino is going to try and take a peek here. Hector, he might be in a little bit of trouble. OG doesn't have the line of sight. But seems like Hector is going to be able to get out of safety. Finds a pocket to work with inside the zone. Seems like he doesn't want to overpick those compounds here. Salme Usu. OG and Basista sit into the zones first.
Yeah, and they're going to collide in the same compound, by the way. And there's also Godlike in the mix, so let's not count them out. Basista Esports. Oh, what a knockdown was from Aru. Threats the needle. Godlike S-Power already out of commission. Getting that revival. Just pouring down bullet. Godlike can't go anywhere. They're just completely trapped. They're pinned. all the outcomes. Now it's just
गाड़ी
completely
like that.
lost and godlike. They have to fight their way out of this position.
Oh my goodness, this three-way showdown is hurting Hiroshima.
गाड़ी चुकाए ना थोड़ा गाड़ी
10
चंग
seconds
लगा
left,
इतना
more in play, godlike. The health is going to deplete so fast, and Vasista Esports, they're doing a fantastic job at just holding them off the fort. But now, men are in play, zone is ticking in, and the circle is going to shift into the city. And Hiroshima godlike, they just do not have vehicles. They're pretty much stuck out in the open, and Vasista Esports is not letting them off the hook. Back to three first aid kits on Jonathan. There's only so much they can do, especially when no vehicles are available. As you can see on the mini-map as well, OG's also got them surrounded down the south side. Meanwhile, let's talk about teams inside the zone here. K9 also going to be having a little bit of a widespread inside the city of Impala itself.
They
control the city. But still, even victorious,
20
they've got the high ground to play with.
Soldier 47.
They could definitely be the dictators.
Need that
5 finishes on the board. It's been a decent start. And this is the exact game OG's searching for. They just need to keep on moving up with the same momentum. If they do manage to convert the last game itself, then OG for them, it's going to be perfect start for tomorrow's day. Team Tumulus
right next
to each other. This one's going to be a concerning fight. And Tracy's able to find that first pick against Levi. Out of nowhere, Trace God is the person to actually make sure that Reckoning Esports' life is going to be even more miserable.
That has to be a 350-meter shot coming from Trace from all the Timbuktu. That was really, really far. Meanwhile, on towards the edges on the south side here, we've got Team Tumulus and also Soul looking to gate K, but Hiroshima godlike, they barely squirmed their way into the zone.
Yorok le ram zone pairaga. Kano pairaga gari paira Yorok le ram ne.
To tell another day.
Go like it. Rani na. Onde hajal lo ram na. Pare. So the handak ti yam explain sanai. Oh. So the torkani wa ni. Moi point yam khena bla te Soul jo 48 point. Top to like 63 ne. Soul ne chicken cha game matam da mu. Soul ne on first time like ne. Point tara kun gata ne khena like. Thokjun lai jo kam ma dore.
And luckily enough for them, soldiers took exit from this vicinity, so godlike, they're going to be safe as of now.
Oh my goodness, Vasista Esports, they pushed them back in, but like you said, Soul.
Oh, Soul lai wa jaga da ni sang lai ji da. Oh, Soul lai ram ba.
Gets the knock, and Amino is down. It's down towards Jonathan. He is going to get surrounded. He tries going for the but gets shut down, and Soul denies them their chance of survival. And Hiroshima got
Soul 3 kills on right.
They want that first spot in the overall
50 point. 60 point around the then.
But now he's also going to get dealt with Nebula Esports. Today's day has been filled with a lot of blunders, and once again, mini pan. No performance, but from the side of OG, even they lost out on AKOP.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is the recovery that OG needed. How they have been taken out games and the situations they were put in. This is a small little bounce back that they need. However, it's not towards the finish line yet. There's still a long way to go. 8 finishes is great, but there's still 11 teams remaining. And they are right on the edge of the zone. Soul is going to be the next one to gatekeep the Team Tumulus and while this is all happening, teams on the far horizon on the north side here, there's just so many teams looking at them as well, so that is going to be a little bit of a tricky spot to work with.
I don't know.
It seems like Soul. Well, here lies the remains of Jonathan.
Soul, they're not done yet though. Now they shift their target on OG, and this time they're here to rip them apart. First man already knocked out, Soul. They've got the man advantage inside of the fight. The utilities, even they land on the perfect spot. Goblin has got the MP45 to back him up, and just like that, what remains is nothing of OG. Eliminated from the game with 8 finishes. That was still a decent performance, but Soul, they seem like they're on fire.
Well, seems like Soul, they finally got back the momentum that they kind of lost as well. When we talk about consistency, Soul is the most consistent team throughout the entire BGIS, but until the grand finals, seems like even gods can bleed, I would say. But as of yet, can they pull the long gun as well? And right now, Genesis finally taking a little bit of full stop in this final game for day 1 of the grand finals. 0 finishes after 6 games. Finally, one time to step up.
They know there's too many teams around them, and they cannot really make a lot of moves yet.
What?
They have to be well organized, like a well-oiled machine. And Goblin, and they tossed out against that man from the side of Team Tumulus.
What?
Tandem with that, Is that going to be the answer? But the nade parade is not going to be stopped soon. Mr. RedChilD is taken down a critical amount of HP. And Team Tumblers, with a 3-man squad, there's a lot they need to prove. Currently lacking in the overall standings as well.
Goblin.
A perfectly placed Molotov. It's not a great stance. One man already confirmed, but even a return knock is there.
Yeah, Legend was taken out from the other side as well. Goblin needs to go in for a little bit of reset. It seems like he is going to reposition. He got the confirmation. He is going to try and reset his health. But fortunately for them, this is stage 5. That means the zone rotates in very slowly. So they have a lot of time to work with to try and squirm this out. But it seems like after taking that finish onto his team Tumblers, they are going to try and rotate into the zone. And as you can see, Nako has made his way in. Joker as well. And calling Goblin back in is going to give them a little bit of technical advantage. But right now, their biggest plan is shutting down team Tumblers and also crossing the road.
Find that opener. That one man who's going to open a string of opportunities and they can just spring back to life. It's the 2 players from the side of Team Tumblers really just barricading their way off. But it's all about breaking the boundaries. And Soul, they're not going to be stopping anytime soon. A 2-on-4 scenario, Soul with the maximum advantage. And they're just going to keep on pressing up on the matters even more. A nade tossed out, the confirmation instantly follows up. That's the opener they were searching for. But Goblin gets knocked out as well in return. So it's back and forth that's going on, but still Soul.
But the
one that actually got the knock onto his Soul here is actually Victor Summers, who's on top of the mountain terrain, very far away. They do have a little bit of line of sight, but I'm very surprised they're able to spot things out. Meanwhile, Reaper going to be inching his way through stage 5. It's going to hurt. Eventually gets counted out. That is going to be another point in the back for Soul, but for Team Tumblers, that is going to be back to the lobby.
Back in the grave.
Oh,
look at them. They know. Right in the front. Scouting out the ground still. Just not getting intel. They've got the sights locked on the target. Victor Sumas from this high ground just raining down hellfire on Basista. A nade parade coming through from RedChilD against Soul. They want to stop him in tracks, and Roman is going to find that opener. Soul a bit of a halt in that aggression now. Roman's position is also compromised, and Victor Sumas from the top as well, peppering those bullets against Soul. Not a lot of ways.
They're pretty much pinned as well, so they are going to try a little bit of seems like they are going to group up. And then as of yet, Reckoning Esports seems like they are going to get third party from the far away. They're not exactly in zone. Revenant but it seems like they were able to spot out Reckoning Esports that backed off. So this might be the opportunity for them to go for the push. So now, going to try and make an attempt here. Victor Summers, they are looking to spot out. Here he comes, shots coming in. Soul, will they survive? And seems like they will.
The shots were taken, they were quite deadly. And now Soul Goblin, even he's on the run out in the open. It's not the best spot to be in, but Reckoning Esports, they're still in the way. And Soul, they will run over them. It does not matter who stands in the way. Soul is not going to be stopping anytime soon. Revenant out in the open, not a lot of ways. Even they could move inside of the circle. And Reckoning Esports, they're munching up on the points.
Oh my goodness, Roman was left behind intentionally to punish people. They've lost 2 players, but because of that rotation, Revenant Xbox got caught out guard. So got the line of sight here. Roman gets the knock, and now So is going to have a little bit of trouble here. But the question remains, now Roman has gotten a knock on Soul. But it's going to be a 1v3. Soul should be able to get the reset here, I would say.
And there's also Victor Sumas on top, so let's not count them out. Victor Sumas can definitely play Spanner in the works. The only person left standing for Reckoning Esports, and no.
55 point nhiều đấy.
Just one man against the entirety of
56 triệu, 56 triệu đấy. Số là chỉ cần ra sân cái đi mua đúng tổ không đấy.
It's going to give his position away as well. So now Soul knows exactly where Roman is.
Yeah, but at the same time, Soul doesn't want to overcommit, knowing that Victor Summers is still on top of those mountains here. They are going to try and lay low, knowing that there's still a lot of teams still alive here. 9 teams, 22 players left alive, -4, that's going to be 18 players remaining. Do they want to take the risk? It seems like they are going to try and go for a tandem check here. And I think they spotted out Roman from the far right. Goblin going to go in for straight, and that is going to be the confirmation, and that is going to be another point. However, K9 Esports spots this out from the far horizon.
Oh no, it's not looking too good for Soul. That's going to be legit knocked out in the open. And look at K9 Esports, they've got no idea that there's a man from mid in the close proximity. Slug, you need to be careful, there's Daddy right there. And he can punish you anytime.
It's going to be a tricky spot here.
Last player, oh.
How much beating Soul has got. I'm pretty sure their vests and helmets are pretty much down in the dirt, especially coming from legit. But it seems like Victor Summers, they are descending from those mountains. Then they are going to try and choke Soul out in the corner. And it seems like legit and Knuckle seems like they are pretty much stuck. The vehicles are flaming. Venom is going to try and pepper their shots here to try and cut them off from the tracks. And now they are separated from the pack.
Yeah, BGIS has been playing quite a defensive game. 0 finishes so far. It's taking their time, I guess.
Togol. Maning angalo gear, maning back gear pala angalo.
On to a few elimination points. This is probably one of the best opportunities they can get their hands on.
But the problem is they need resources here. No wonder they came down. They were looking for ammunition. They were hoping to get lucky with Soul, but unfortunately, not getting those knocks and not getting those resources is not going to help them. But now Knuckle legit goes in for the push. They find Ninja John and they go and take him out. No vehicles, no problem. Let's leg our way through. As Soul.
Oh, look at K9 Esports.
K9 ju le ramin
They're
hai.
not going to be stopping anytime soon.
K9 ju mari hingal le ramin hai.
From the sidelines, constantly just chipping away a lot of damage against these teams, fighting those individual knocks. And because of them, they're just being quite annoying. While if you speak of Myth, there's just that one man still just trapped in a corner. And he's playing for that survival point, squeezing as many points as you can. Looking at Soul's position in the outskirts, they're definitely not feeling too good. But K9 Esports, they could be the one to control the pace, but the circle says something else. Soul now is also getting peppered from the far away, while Fangs is going to be across the proximity. They need to be careful.
And K9 finally showing some signs of life as of yet, makes it a top 6, but there's only been 2 finishes. But it seems like
11 kill tawle ramin hai.
Summer still on top of those mountains for the longest of time. They have caused a lot of kills.
4 men, 4 men alive. K9 ju 4 men.
Well, if you count placement points, yeah, sure. But we were talking about finish points. Well, not enough. Ammunition down low as well. So now, finally makes their entry into the urban warfare. They are going to try and nade their way through. K9's got a beautiful defense, but the zone is about
60 point yausale. Point.
And it's going to
Go like a point ahum gata ni khenari.
everybody into his learn from pass, I would say.
Point ahum gata ni khenari go like.
Is there in the back line, so it's all good. The revival's ult's going to be there instantly. But Soul, they've got different plans. Maybe they want to make the pounce on top of K9 Esports. And if they do so, they will be eliminated. It's such a risky move that Soul wants to pull off. And I know, they might just give in. But you never know. It might work out as well if the cards are played to perfection. But still, the odds of that are extremely low.
Now, let's talk about the circle terrain as of yet here. This is a multi-layer warfare here. We've got teams on top of the mountains, teams in those compounds, and teams in the buildings here. And right now, the circle seems to be favoring on towards where Honey is, which is the church. And Soul has only 2 options. Either push in from the main entrance where K9 is gatekeeping, or push up where Victorious Summers is if they can find those angles to find like what Victorious Summers is doing as of yet. So it's going to be a tricky spot here for Soul, and action is going to be on them.
BS is not feeling it. They're also taking a lot of damage upon themselves as Wild Fangs now. They shift their focus on K9 Esports and Ninja Boy. As possible, and that's what K9's going to be going for. And if Soul wants, they need to push up right now. Sidelines is BS. That knocks on the door. A third party from Victorious Summers is really keeping the boys in check. While Wall Fangs, they can just keep on spreading their arms like a bird and make sure they're capturing as much territory as they can. Moving in tandem with 3 players. That's Basista Esports knocking on the doors as well. A lot of third parties happening. The high ground is definitely the dominant one. And Scary John is doing a lot of damage next to Basista Esports' Hector.
Seems like Wild Fangs is able to take advantage of the commotion, try and rotate in. But for Soul, they're still stuck in the corner, and K9 is not moving an inch. However, K9 Esports seems like they do have a couple of nosy neighbors sneaking by from the back. and that's going to be Wildfangs as of yet. So they are going to shift their focus away from Seoul as of now.
K9. I'm not a big fan of that position. Feels like that's going to come in with a lot of risk, and especially with Wildfangs spreading their wings. It just gets even worse. He's on the move, backs against the wall, and no, Golden falls apart. For Wildfangs, this is probably the worst possible thing that could happen to them, and it happens. It's their nightmare. Spray Goddess Wall is taking too much damage, as now Kana is going to be the only person left standing. Wildfangs, everything is going downhill for them. One last man with a lot of hopes, and I highly doubt this game can be converted now. Vasista Esports is Dame on the high ground, and now K9 Esports is going to make that pounce against...
Can I slap? Goblin. Goblin. Nothing, nothing. Legit.
Back in the graves.
Suzuki DBS
A clutch here coming in from
Joker.
Joker. What a play. They were waiting for the right moment, but now Joker, he's forced to descend. He's trying to sneak in, but unfortunately, there's only so much he can do because Victoria set the stage.
66 player Soul na top. Table top hung re. Soul.
Final 4 teams. Now they've descended. They've left Mafia up top. Vasista Esports
point si kill sa na te point kill dun sa ledo ko placement dun sa.
Honey now from pass. He's gonna try and play for a little bit of placement points, but
Soul na
unfortunately
top
gets
hung re.
scouted out. So that's gonna be another point from
Nasigi
Jaw's already taken too much damage. Dame now from the back line. He's just constantly
So that's here, man.
BS, and BS just can't do a lot. They might just crack under that pressure. It's also Wildfangs are on the sidelines. Vasista Esports, this man with the high ground, can he be the table turner? That's my question. Winning the game might just not be possible, but he can still decide who he wants to make sure will win. Vasista Esports just needs to secure that second spot, and it will be a great game still. Victoria Simmons is always he's taking down low as Wildfangs gets eliminated from this game. And he's gonna go for that leap of faith as he gets eliminated from the game. Victoria Sumas, a massive chicken dinner. They needed this one too. And yes, the boys are happy. Pretty excited about this one.
A little bit of instability on the overall standings. Victoria Sumas
4 point tilog tawari niya 70. Ano ne, table top tilay.
this time is
Table top ti Soul na table top tok Sandra. Second na godlike.
number 1. What a showdown!
Yeah, very, very impressive macro gameplay coming from Victoria Summers on top of the mountain, just making all lives miserable for every single team. But for all things considered as well, despite getting the winner chicken dinner, Seoul still had a very impressive performance, because now here in the recap as well, Seoul, despite getting their backs against the wall, they were still able to clean out K9 before actually bowing out towards Victoria Summers and ending them with what, 16 finishes in total. So very nicely done coming from Seoul.
It's mainly because they got a lot of elimination points too from that game. And speaking of Victoria Summers, I expected a lot more from them. They had the high ground to play with. They could have secured a lot more elimination points, but still a bit lackluster into that. It's understandable that there were too many angles even on top of them, but still, they could have done a lot better. That's what I think.
Absolutely. Just 3 finishes in that chicken dinner. Victoria Summers, they knew they actually needed a lot of points, but at least with this performance and those crucial 10 points they grew from the chicken dinner, I think Victoria Summers at least can keep themselves alive before tomorrow comes through. Day 2, we know it's going to be the day of comebacks, but so many big names needing comebacks right now. Some K9, Victoria Summers, Tamil and Wealthy Sports as well.
Yeah, I think I can agree on you on this fact here. I'm going to cut you off on Necro here, but let's talk about Necro. Sorry, let's not talk about Necro. Let's talk about Victoria Summers here. Think about it this way: they are top 5 in the overall standings. So I would say this is not a big bomber that we see from Seoul, from Genesis, from
in the
grand finals.
Personally, me neither as well. But
I
was not expecting the ones as well. Once again, the focus on that. What are your thoughts?
Fast kasi kaya Soul ga go like kan hin takay na dai wenji matang ka sa dai kanana mo makari inkalak mo wi dai ni
like an entire reshuffle to happen.
Yeah, for some reason I don't really have a lot of good feeling about K9 Esports and Nebula. I'm not sure if we're going to see that comeback from them. But even Red is slowly and steadily fading away from the top 8, which is not a good thing. In the first 3 games,
be alright.
But after that, we have seen a clear dip in the performance. Even in the last game, Revenant X Spark was not able to get a lot done.
Yeah,
You don't want
Tournament di low guys kasi.
in this particular as well. And I think another
Ôi sao lại cũng khai cũng lên game horse. Có lại này nè. Quá nó tung thục cái xe.
particular
Rồi thôi.
position here. Yes,
Nhìn ai vừa cứ đi lôi xe guys. Cũng 6:30 lagi. Ay game mo home. Okay boys.
kind of, in my opinion,
Let's
surprising.
go.
almost, to be
Let's
honest.
go. Bye bye.